45 seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Prescott gasping for air. Shotgun snap. Arizona 37 dumps it off to Williams. Quickly tackled on the near sideline. Ball jarred free. Loose. Cardinals have got it. Was the ball blown dead? Is it a fumble? Let's see.
I didn't hear a whistle. Did you hear?
The Cardinals have got it.
Thank you to Kevin Harlan on Westwood One. 3 turnovers for the Cowboys last night, Pearl. It was ugly. The offense could not do anything. Arizona's defense was absolutely stifling. Dak Prescott hurt his ankle in the first half. Feels like he was never really right for the rest of the game. No excuses. It was just a debacle from the Dallas side of things.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Jerry Jones was up in the owner's box, got a lot of camera time. He was sure he was going to win that game, and all the metrics said they were going to win that game. They're great at home. They score at will at home, and they just couldn't punch the ball in last night. To me, that for Jerry and company, that was a shocking loss because Arizona only had 2 wins. I know they're a good team. This was kind of devastating because there was so much momentum around a trade. Everything was looking positive for Dallas, and it all disappeared. I mean, listen, if they didn't have that pump block in the first half, it might have been even easier for the Cardinals. That really, 27-17 doesn't even really tell the story of the game. The Cardinals won rather easily. Is that fair to say?
Well, nothing comes easy for the Cardinals, but I'm gonna they held on to win, and obviously that turnover that we just played from Kevin Harlan and Westwood One was the nail in the coffin. But I'm going to disagree with you that things have been trending right for Dallas. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They lost on the road at Carolina, which I guess Carolina's a better team than we thought. They just went into Lambeau and beat the Packers. But then they beat Washington in a game where Jaden Daniels gets knocked out of the game as Mariota. And then at Denver, that was not even close. And then last night, you're right, it didn't feel close. The first half for Jacoby Brissett, I thought he looked like Dan Marino out there.
Yeah, but I know that you're actually bringing up facts, but haven't you been listening to Jerry Jones? Jerry told me it was headed in the right direction. So I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but on the other hand, it's like having 2 devils on my shoulders. One Jerry, one Maggie.
No
one
angels.
Common sense. And Jerry's like, yeah, we're all in. All in, Andrew. Let's go for it. He was talking like they were on the brink of a Super Bowl if they got the right guy yesterday. So you're right. Actually, the facts, yes, those are not good.
Yeah.
Now they're 3-5-1. I was wondering the whole game. And 3-5-1, is the season over? Is there any reason to do a trade? And Troy Aikman, who former Cowboy, famously said, if there was a trade in place, which was reported, then you might as well cancel it now.
Yeah, I said cancel the trade. We don't even know what it is. We think we know.
Cancel the fictitious trade.
I thought for a second, I was like, man, did Jerry lose it? Did he think that this was the Jonathan Mingo trade from last year? And somehow he got his years confused?
No.
Because to be honest, I thought it was 2026 for most of last week.
Fair.
But anyway, that kind of stuff happens. We don't get a lot of sleep around here. Let's hear from Jerry. We have the cut about him talking about the trade. Okay, so Stephen A. Smith, who, by the way, this is a little bit of a deep cut. We'll get more into the bigger thesis here for Dallas, which is, to me, this is Jerry's most embarrassing year. And that includes years when he's had lawsuits, paternity lawsuits and other things that we can point and laugh and it's kind of sad and all that stuff. To me, this is Jerry's most embarrassing year because he is still the GM, bro. He is the GM.
Yeah.
And this offense was supposed to be really good and was good at times, 30-plus points a game. And you made the trade for George Pickens, and I liked it. And last night, George Pickens, they finally decided to go to him in the fourth quarter. He had been, on a milk carton for 3 hours. And then he has the stupid personal foul penalty. And you were wondering, when was this going to happen? It's a little light, taunting just by holding the ball in a defensive back's face. But again, it's a point of emphasis for the league. You're trailing in the game. Now you're driving. You've been awesome on this drive, and you get a 15-yard penalty. Like, just so dumb. Dumb. But anyway.
I have no problem with George Pickens, though.
No, he's been excellent. But last night, you didn't need that penalty right there. And it's just the mental error. And we were waiting for something like that. But this is Jerry's most embarrassing year. I mean, this defense is so bad. And they're just what the record says they are. And he's responsible. And it's so weird because it's this half all in, half not in, pay Dak Prescott, trade for George Pickens. Now he's going to want a new contract. And meanwhile, your defense is a joke. And you trade away Micah Parsons. Whether you think that was the right move ultimately or not to get him out of the locker room, Pearl, the process by which Jerry did it was so backwards. So to me, like, I think this is as embarrassing as it gets. And I'm curious for the Cowboy fan, 888-710-4ISN. He's not going anywhere. We all know that. He's the owner of the dang team. But this, to me, is his most embarrassing year.
I don't know. I mean, feels like that is recency bias because there's been a lot of embarrassing years for Jerry. He's had a lot of things go on. Like, isn't it? I don't see any major difference except we had the Netflix documentary this year.
Yeah, and
between Jerry this year and every other year.
Well, that's another part. I'm glad you brought up that the 10-part, was it 7, 10 parts? Who knows?
4, I think.
But. Whatever. Felt like a year. Felt like 100 parts. No, Jerry does this origin story, like documentary, kind of like signs off on it, right? And it's all about how he's like the ultimate winner. And even when his chips are down, he can win. And that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a mediocre team that either disappointed in the playoffs, if you want to talk about those 12-win seasons, or was 8-8 for many, many years, stuck with Jason Garrett. Like, where's the winner? All right, you're sitting on $100 billion of natural gas. Good for you, dude. Like, that does absolutely nothing for a Cowboy fan at all.
I feel like you're taking Jerry way too seriously.
Well, he's the GM still, Pearl. I mean,
yeah, but come on. I mean, it's Jerry Jones.
Yeah, but
it's funny.
Okay.
I mean, sitting there with Stephen A. Smith, the two of them it's like, are you taking Stephen A. Smith as serious, like 60 Minutes? What are we doing here?
But Stephen A. Smith doesn't actually run the Knicks. He thinks he does, but he doesn't actually. Jerry actually runs the Cowboys.
But my only point is, like, what you're seeing now, and you do bring up great points, is kind of been going on forever. No, and that's why they haven't been in the Super Bowl in 30 years.
Yeah, but trading away Parsons the way that you did, and how that dragged out.
This is no different than Jerry. He's been operating in similar ways for several years.
No, but
that is blasphemous.
Usually they drag out these dumb contract things and they end up signing. This was you dragged out, you end up trading the guy in the late August.
Do you see a team that is a Micah Parsons away from doing anything?
Listen, all I know, I get what you mean there. But all I know is that you could have actually had draft picks potentially this year that could have helped you. You want to pat yourself on the back for getting rid of Micah Parsons.
I see what you're saying.
You traded him so late, you've got nothing to help this team except for Kenny Clark, who did make a nice play last night, but you're not a Kenny Clark away.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but I agree with you on the process on Micah Parsons,
yeah,
but keeping Micah Parsons would not have fixed everything either.
I said the process, whether you like Parsons or not, the process was all
Yeah,
weird.
I just think their defense is so bad right now. Even with Mike out on the field, who was a major difference maker when he came back at the end of last year, I still think they're so far away. And by the way, the offense last night was a big disappointment too. The offense has been on fire. At home, especially, I think they ran into a really sneaky good defense. We've been kind of talking about those Cardinals, like, the Cardinals lost again, but they look salty on D.
I know.
And that was kind of what happened last night, where the defense was, I think, very underrated.
The defense is great. And it looks like Walter Nolan is a dude.
Oh,
that was
God.
his debut yesterday.
I feel like he's Jalen Carter light already after one game.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, that Ole Miss defense actually, they underachieved last year with Lane Kiffin, didn't make the playoff, but that defense was really, really good.
Well,
anyway.
One thing, too, that Josh Sweat is another. Do you wonder why the Eagles are trading for defensive ends? Because they're great Eagles defensive linemen all over the league, and Josh Sweat dominated last night, which is interesting because the Cowboys are supposed to have this great line, but Arizona's line really, and Calais Campbell owned them the whole night.
I got some thoughts on Arizona that I want to get your take on too, but first let's continue on with the Jerry nonsense. So here's Jerry appearing on the Stephen A. Smith show. I think ESPN moved their entire headquarters to Dallas yesterday. No shade, just an observation. Jerry Jones talking about the fact that they did make a trade, Manny. I'll hear cut one. Well, let's hear cut 1 and cut 2. This is everything Jerry had to say about trading for somebody at the trade deadline.
Talk to me about the possibility of bringing someone else in, but also getting Overshawn back.
We're going to bring someone else in, just so you know.
So, okay.
We're going to bring that. You know, right now is the trade deadline.
Right.
Instead, I'm hanging with my buddies.
Right.
Great. I'm sure. So the Cowboy fans want you up on that ESPN set. That's where they need you, not on the phone. Okay, more. So obviously that was the voice of Michael Irvin, and it was on the Stephen A. Smith show. Here's more from Jerry. Says a trade has been made, and they may make a few more.
Time is nigh. A lot of action going on right now in terms of trading, and we certainly have made a trade. And we may make a couple of more trades before that deadline.
So you may make a couple of trades before the trade deadline?
Well, we've made one.
All right, you've made one.
And
what was that for?
And we possibly could make 2 more, and I'm going to wait and let you read about that.
Okay.
When we send the papers in tomorrow.
I love it.
We're on the edge of our seats, Chair.
The secret, Jerry Jones' secret trade is the greatest subplot of the season. The fact that he's sitting up there on a scotch and he's got this trade and he's not. I mean,
Who did you trade for? Wouldn't you like to know?
Breaking news, the Cowboys trade for a punter.
He tried to get everyone excited about Jonathan Mingo, for God's sakes, who could have 5 catches since he's gotten there. This is it's not going well. This is not good.
Let's hear the last one. Michael Irvin going crazy, celebrating this Cowboys trade that we don't know what it is yet.
Somebody out there about to be a Cowboy. That's all we need to know. That's all we need to know. That's all we need to know. We got somebody coming. Woo, that's all.
Man, Michael Irvin, I hope they're cutting him a check for all this hype, you know? All right, so. Okay, rumors on who the trade might be for, Pearl. You were scouring the internet last night.
There's an internet rumor that it could be Dolphin safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. Just a totally rumor. I haven't seen any big insiders say that's true. They were linked by multiple people to Trey Hendrickson and Logan Wilson of Cincinnati too. So pass rusher or possibly DB. Their safety room is a mess. So they definitely need a safety. But that being said, they're 3-5-1. The odds of them making the playoffs, you forget about the 1. That means their maximum wins is now at 11, right? Am I here? The 1 screws up everything.
Yeah, carry the 1.
Yeah, anyway, so they're almost out of the playoffs, and their schedule is hard. So that's the other thing, too. Look at their upcoming schedule. What's the point of trading for anybody? They should be selling, to be honest. I don't know who. Sell Pickens. Sell somebody, because I don't know how you're going to possibly go on a run and make the playoffs in the NFC, which you're going to need a pretty good record to make. So this is bad. I think all the plans were contingent on winning last night. You saw Jerry in that box. You saw Steven and Stephen A. They thought they were going to win last night.
Well, of course they did.
Yeah.
I think, listen, Arizona came in on a 4-game losing streak. It's been, you have a backup quarterback, but just the backup's been so much better than Kyler Murray. Jacoby Brissett is really...
That was a stroke of bad luck that it wasn't hometown favorite Kyler Murray in Dallas.
I know. He's from Allen, Texas, right around there. But I guess, the Arizona Cardinals gave them all they could handle. This was like a perfect matchup for the Cardinals in a lot of ways. And it's interesting, though, about trading George Pickens. That's kind of inspired because I bet he could actually get you something, even though he's on an expiring contract, and whoever trades for him would have to trade something and pay him, potentially. Yeah. But I don't think they'll do it. You want to know why?
Why?
I think they like the fact that this looks like a win for them. It was, they can crow about this one. Look at George Pickens, even though he didn't really do anything until the fourth quarter. Once he got there, it was like, all right, you probably should have been scheming this dude open a little bit more, Brian Schottenheimer, throughout the game. But they won't get rid of him because I think they see that as a dub. Yeah,
that's a good point. And also, I'm not sure that it makes sense. He is very good. I'd re-sign him and go like a T. Higgins, Jamar Chase situation with CD and Pickens. I mean, honestly, if you fix a defense, you Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens and Javonte Williams playing like he is, that's not a bad start, right? But the defense is so bad, though, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, but look at who you just said, the Bengals. You could have a T. Higgins, Jamar Chase thing going on. Are the Bengals really the team you want to emulate right now? Their defense is so bad, too. They just lost back-to-back to the Jets and to the Chicago Bears. They had to trade for Joe Flacco.
Because I love high-flying offense. Yeah, they are my favorite team. I just throw that ball. Some of the catches T. Higgins made were so entertaining on Sunday. That's my kind of team. If I owned a team, I'd be like Jerry. I'd be like, we're going to put every possible asset into offense and prey on defense. And that's what they're doing right now.
To be fair, they're also very injured on defense, but, there's
all the injuries in the world to have Bam Knight and Mari DeBergata run roughshod over you. I don't care how many injuries you have, Maggie. You, by nature, cannot stop the run.
That's fair. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. This, to me, is the most embarrassing Jerry year. We started off with your dumb documentary, which is very well produced, by the way. I thought it was good, but, you're puffing yourself up, in this and how he's the gambler and the winner and this and that and the other. Meanwhile, your season stinks. You made that Parsons trade, again, whether you like the trade or not. It was the process of it was so bad, and you're so far into this thing. You've been the GM now for 30 years. You need to be better, sharper. Let's waste no time. Let's get to the phones. Key is in Dallas. Good morning, Key.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
Not too good. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I call to see who you guys think is better. Or worse, Bengals D or Dallas D?
Yes.
I'd say the Bengals D is worse. The Bengals D is all time bad. They can. Listen, that Colson Loveland touchdown at the end of the Bears game. They just do not want to tackle anybody. Listen, as bad as Dallas's defense is, at least their wide receivers aren't cursing out the defensive unit. Like, it got bad in Cincinnati. It's all-time bad in Cincinnati. And you got to remember, they fired Lou Anarumo, and that was an insult to injury on this defense. So I would say Cincinnati is more of a train wreck if you had to compare them. Dallas at least had some pieces. They were actually sacked Jacoby Brissett a bunch of times late. It was a little too late. But I feel like Dallas, all that we said negative about them, they do have some good players on defense, right? Like at least some names. Deron Bland got cooked repeatedly last night. But I think Cincinnati's they have nobody on defense. They don't pay anybody on defense. Dallas, if you just maybe mix it the right way, can you squint and see this Dallas defense getting healthy and better or no? Am I totally delusional? As we heard Michael Irvin say, DeMarvion Overshown would come back and he's like the truth. He's amazing. So maybe Dallas can bring it together. Am I totally delusional?
A little.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the other part, too, is you're talking about two teams, if you want to go to the rankings, that are just dead last, like in the bottom. Whether it's Bengals, whether it's Cowboys, ranked, 30th, 31st, 32nd, and all these different metrics. So it's kind of a tie. Tyrone is in Dallas. Tyrone, do you think this is the most embarrassing year for Jerry Jones? Well, sorry. That was hurting my ears. Okay, Tyrone, do you think this is the most embarrassing year for Jerry Jones?
Of course, this is the most embarrassing year for Jerry Jones. Maybe two. Like you said, I heard you say earlier, he had a whole side baby. You know what I'm saying? His team sucks, but the team been bad for the past couple of years. So of course, it's very embarrassing for him. I'm embarrassed for him because it kind of seems like I ain't gonna say it. I was gonna say he's going through a little mental things. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm gonna put it.
Yeah,
he went through a few mental things because you know what I'm saying. He thinks it's kind of like he thinks this is the '90s again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he tried to talk to the fan base like we living in the '90s, and we know we ain't living in the '90s. But it's like he trying to just, hey, yeah, we in the '90s, man. It's bad, man. I told y'all. I've called in the past couple times. I told y'all, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Tyrone,
and I told y'all it was going to be terrible.
It's funny because everything about the 90s is kind of back in style, right? It's like 90s nostalgia is kind of taking over pop culture, and I think Jerry got real swept up in it. The problem is, and Tyrone, thank you for the call, the problem is that the league is very different now than it was in the 90s, and how you could build a team and how you can maintain your team. And you got to be a lot more savvy now as a general manager, and Jerry has not shown that he is capable of that.
Funny thing is, they do have a big three again. I've actually thought this team looks a little like the 90s because Dak is Troy, CeeDee Lamb is Irvin, and now Javonte Williams, who's on pace for about 1,400 yards, is Emmett. So
that means
Jerry
Ferguson is Jay Novacek?
Yeah, Ferguson, there's a lot like Jay Novacek.
Yeah.
Ferguson had a couple of little bloops last night.
That was big turnover.
Jake Ferguson, he has a celebrity girlfriend too. Isn't he dating one of the twins? Is it Cavender? Manny, this is where we need you.
Sounds familiar. Young people.
Jake Ferguson's with a Cavender, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
at least he's winning in that area of life.
Except there's no Charles Haley or anybody on the other side of the ball is the problem.
Where's
right
Dion?
now. Yeah, I mean, Dion wasn't part of the first two, but right, they had some defense. And also, what's Jerry's philosophy been? I'm going to build the offensive line and win that way. And he has drafted, and it does look promising at times. But last night, that offensive line with injuries disappeared. So Jerry does say that's a great call. He does think he's recreating the 90s team. He's just not getting the W's.
Well, that's a problem.
It's not that big of a problem. As you've always said, he doesn't really care as long as he's relevant.
I know. Well, I've always maintained that. Jerry he already got what he came for. Team's worth billions and billions. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Apparently sitting on $100 billion worth of something, natural gas or something. I couldn't even understand what he was saying.
Yeah, that was last week. There was a story that Jerry found $100 billion worth of natural gas. This is what he calls, and now you're going to have this forever. This is what he calls the glory hole. You know how he keeps talking about that? Mm-hmm. I know.
Mm-hmm. I think he thinks he's in the show Landman. I think he honestly
was in that show.
Yeah, I know. I think he thinks his life is on camera on Paramount Plus. I think there's something going on here where he doesn't know. Well, I could make this trade, but I also have this glory hole worth $100 million right here. I don't know.
Can't put a price on that. Mm-mm. All right, 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476.
By the way, real quick, Tyrone in Dallas sounds like he knows where the best barbecue is in town.
All
Did you
right.
hear the accent on that guy? Whew.
I know.
I would trust that man with any food recommendation.
All the burnt ends in the world.
Little Pecan Lodge action.
I love that place. It's kind of fancy in there, though. It's nice.
Delicious.
Yeah, it is very good.
Now I'm hungry for barbecue. It's only 6:20 Eastern.
6:20 in the morning. All right, see you guys on the phones. Is this the most embarrassing season for Jerry Jones? And I do have another thing quickly about the Arizona Cardinals, which we'll get to in a moment because they just got a whole lot more interesting last night. Lots to do. It's the Maggie and Perloff show. Plenty of college football on the docket today as well. We kind of didn't get to a lot of that yesterday. So a lot of reaction from last week and looking ahead to the very first college football playoff rankings, which come out tonight. MMP.
All in.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining.
Honky tonk, but donky donk. Keep you rolling, and the country's on, but donky donk, but honky tonk, but donky
45 seconds remaining.
That song.
Yeah, that one.
And then there's Dave Gettleman, who wants to lean on his draft class. You know what happened 2 years ago? Well, now look what the draft is this year. Saquon Barkley? I don't know. A big run here.
30 seconds
Everything
remaining.
else running into a wall.
In your case, you in all of this, it's with well you scored. I have to say, with calculate, more about 80.
15 seconds.
You idiots! I'll give it to you now.
Break ends in 5 seconds.
All right, welcome back to Maggie and Perloff. Manny getting us a little positive 70s start here today. So it's a trade deadline. To me, there's going to be 31 teams looking to make moves, but I'm all in on whatever Jerry's doing in Dallas. This is great. I'm actually really excited that they're 3-5-1 and not 4-4-1. Because if they were 4-4-1, they could be all in and actually make real trades. Now they have the potential of making a disastrous trade that doesn't help the team in the short term because they're not going to make the playoffs and hurts them in the long term. So we have maximum chaos potential in Frisco, Texas, and that's entertaining. At least admit that.
Sure, I guess. If you like watching, did you like watching the Titanic sink? Do you find that entertaining?
I enjoyed the movie version many years later, and I enjoy the ESPN version of Jerry, which is basically a movie. As I said in the previous segment, he thinks he's in Landman, the Paramount special with Billy Bob.
I mean, there's so many cameras around him at all times. Who's to say it's not a movie? I was asking, and maybe we put the poll up, EJ, on social. Is this Jerry Jones' most embarrassing year as owner and GM? Let's go to Michael, who's in Fort Worth, who's got a little bit of a different take on what we're seeing out of Jerry. What's up, Michael?
Hey, man, I love listening to you guys. I think you guys have some great takes. Here's what I think. I think that the whole thing is a smoke show. I think when we went into the year, I think he had an idea he was going to go ahead and get rid of Micah Parsons. So he's like, who can I give him away to that I could possibly get some good picks? Because I'm Jerry Jones. I've got the best team on the planet. Only to come to find out the roles were reversed. And Green Bay's actually pretty good, and we're horrible. And as a Cowboys fan, it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it's actually worked out to his advantage because now all of a sudden we're 3-5-1. Now he's got a possible number one pick, unfortunately, with the Dallas Cowboys, a higher draft pick with Green Bay, and a second one in the second round from Green Bay. And I think it all works out. It works well because we got the opportunity to screw up this year, a true, proper, quote-unquote, #team tank, and it doesn't look like we did it on purpose.
Michael, I mean, wow, you're really playing 3D chess there. Looking for the silver lining. Thank you for the phone call. Pearl, what do you think of Jerry? This is actually all a big plan to tank to the top.
Love every second of Michael's call.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that. I kind of like this version of Smoke Show. Smoke and Mirrors. You guys think about Smoke Show. You think about Sydney Sweeney.
Yes.
So I
Megan
think
Thee Stallion.
The Cowboys, actually, if I'm the Cowboys, I trade away more assets to get first. They can't draft enough defensive players next year. However many there are in the draft, get them all because
They did that this year.
well, I mean, they really need to go in on to get a high pick and get an edge who's dominant to replace Micah Parsons.
Okay, but here's the thing. So you have like the Ruben Bain, right, from Miami.
Who might not even be that high of a pick now, but there's got to be somebody who can rush the passer.
So here's the thing, though. Let's just say somehow Dallas does land with the number 1 pick. It's not going to happen, but let's just say, aren't you compelled at that point to take a quarterback?
Oh no, then you trade that away to someone who needs a quarterback. There's no way. Why would you trade Dak Prescott? Even last night he was off and he still threw for 250 yards
because
easily.
He's 33.
33.
At some point, I think you got to figure. And if you really do want these multiple picks and you young guys and to kind of,
he's got 8 years left.
Okay, then 8 years is not winning. I mean, and
Well,
I
it's not
actually
Dak's fault.
I like Dak as far as like I respect what he's doing this year, and he's not a bad quarterback. I'll give you that, but
not a bad quarterback.
That's what. But I'm just
He's
saying.
great.
Let's talk about team building here. You've been doing things one way, and you haven't gotten close. And what do you always tell me about quarterbacks? Where do you have to find them? In the top 5 of the draft, most likely.
Yeah, but I mean, Dak is elite. I think. I mean, that's not your problem. If you use those draft picks on a quarterback and not defense, then they have to send Jerry away.
No,
I mean, you
of
saw
course
that
you
defense.
have to do defense, obviously, Pearl. But like at the same time,
The number 1 pick,
if you got the number 1 overall pick, I don't think guys can help themselves.
You
Even
have to
in
trade out of that one. For Ty Simpson, there's no way. There's not this year. If there was a Trevor Lawrence, maybe, but not this. This year's draft is weak. No way.
Put that poll up. If the Cowboys somehow got the number 1 pick.
Happy election day, buddy.
Should they take polls on polls on polls?
Emerson Stewart over here.
These polls much more fun than whatever we're dealing with out in the
They
real
don't do
world.
polls anymore. Now it's a poly market. That's all anyone follows.
I'm so glad you said that. I
Yeah.
actually want to bring something up about that. That was in the news yesterday. JT's in Atlanta, though, wants to get in on these embarrassing Cowboys. What's up, JT?
It's hilarious because I love listening to Perloff because he doesn't like the Cowboys, so of course he thinks it's all funny, right? Cowboys fans don't. He just said he would want his team to be like the Bengals, and that's the team he would assemble. That's his favorite team. The Bengals aren't the Bengals fans' favorite team, so that's what's hilarious right now. So listening to Jerry Jones, it's like an old skit from Dave Chappelle, like when Keeping It Real goes wrong. Like he's the man, right? He's going to show everybody, and he's going to keep it real no matter what. But it's not working, right? And it's, I know they're friends. He's got a lot of Trump in him right now, where he's like saying things that don't match the real world, like $1.99 gas, right? He's like, yes, I'm killing it, right? And it's like, I'm doing it. We've never been hotter, we've never been better, and everybody else is looking around like, what are you talking about, bro? and so.
JT, we don't love to get
that
political here. You could probably say that for a lot of politicians, but we get your point, and they do have the similar, they're salesmen, and thank you for the phone call. Salesmen, right?
They're like college basketball coaches. Yeah, all politicians lie.
Yes.
Jerry, that is a good point, though, by JT. Jerry, and you've always said this, he's also running a circus and a show and keeping the Cowboys interesting. It's not just about the smartest move all the time.
No, it's not. Let's get to Bogish, who's got headlines for us. What's up, Bogues?
Guys, good morning. Your headlines, as usual, are sponsored by Prize Picks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. Download Prize Picks, use code PRIMETIME, and get $50 in bonus credit instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Please visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. On their first 3 trips inside the Cardinals' 25-yard line last night, the Cowboys came away with just 3 points. That included failing on 4th and goal from the 4 on their opening possession. Dak Prescott wondering, what if?
That's kind of the whole deal. Why some people accept the ball versus, deferring, is you feel like if you score first that the other team plays and calls their plays differently. So if we have 7 points there, maybe they do, and I think that would shape up the game differently.
Dallas stuck on 7 points into the third quarter. They lost at home to the Cardinals 27-17. Dak got sacked 5 times. Arizona snapping a 5-game skid behind Jacoby Brissett. 261 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, plus a QB sneak for points.
It's hard to come back in that locker room and put one foot in front of the other. But the men in that room, the coaches, the support staff, that's just all we preach is just putting one foot in front of the other, one day at a time. And when you don't look for the results find themselves, and you just got to rely on your work.
Can I rant for 1 second about what Dak said about that fourth down?
Oh, sure.
It's fourth and goal early in the game, and he gets sacked, and which gives the Cardinals better field position. Why not just throw the ball up in the air? It's fourth down. Why would you hold on and get sacked there? I know, Maggie, how you feel about this play because I've seen you rant about it.
It's just, how can you be this deep into your career? We're not talking about a rookie here. It wasn't J.J. McCarthy in his second year making his fourth start doing something like that. Dak Prescott was an MVP candidate. He's 10 years into this thing. You got to be smarter.
Yeah, it's better than what Jordan Love did. Jordan Love was in the same position, threw it straight to the Panthers defender in the end zone.
No, he
which
scrambled first for 25 seconds.
Yeah, there would have probably been a pick six if that guy had. But Dak really screwed up that fourth down. Have you guys noticed a trend? And I don't know if we talked about it. Everybody's going on fourth down because the kickoff is so insane that if you hit a field goal, you're giving the other team the ball at the 45-yard line. So everybody, the new smart thinking is never ever kick the field goal, because you're giving the other team too good a field position. And you saw Brian Schottenheimer actually follow that rule very closely last night.
Yeah, but he kind of messed it up. I mean, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were, on this the whole second half about not kicking the field goal to make it a 2-possession game with 11 minutes left to go.
Yeah, on that pass to CeeDee Lamb that got knocked down at the end.
That was another fourth down call.
I still think you go for it.
But it was still a 2-possession game because you were down 17.
Yeah, but I totally understand the math. But still, you should be able to convert that 4th and 4 to CeeDee Lamb. Lamb, for some reason, Lamb screwed up just like I did. Lamb ran the wrong route. He had to come back. It was so easy. The guy was 15 yards off him, and the first down tick was here. Anyway, I go for it. I know Bogues does.
Was that Lamb's fault? I thought the ball was it floated. It was just not a good throw to me.
It said the Lamb had not gotten turned around yet, so Dak Prescott double clutched.
Well, I don't know why Lamb had to go so deep on that route.
I see you. The ball was just in the air. It felt like for a year.
Yep.
I'm like, Doc used as a good arm. What was that throw? Again, you get double clutched, and that will mess you up. But I just thought that throw was terrible.
I pulled a hamstring on a treadmill 2 years ago, and I haven't gotten back on one since.
Speaking of that, if you can survive some time on a treadmill and you're big, you might want to give the Chargers a call because their offensive line already in shambles going into Sunday's game in Tennessee. Then a Titan fell on Joe Alt, and now the tackle needs season-ending ankle surgery. Alt changed sides of the line to replace Rashawn Slater, who suffered a season-ending knee injury during training camp. There are multiple other guys, including our old friend Mekhi Becton, who are also banged up. So best of luck to Justin Herbert. The Lakers only had 9 available players last night in Portland because Luka and Austin Reeves were resting on the second night of a back-to-back. As you would have expected, Nick Smith Jr. stepped up.
Smart down the middle all the way, throws it up. Ayton grabs it, loses it, gets it back, throws it outside. Nick Smith, 4-3. It's his night. I haven't seen a guy do this for the Lakers in years.
John Ireland,
they scored 90 points?
John Ireland and Michael Thompson correctly in disbelief. Smith on a 2-way contract pours in 25 points for J.J. Redick.
In the second half, he just took the game over. And we needed his handle and we needed his wiggle tonight. And truthfully, it was a perfect game for him.
If you say so, Coach.
Of all the juniors that you would have thought would have had an impact last night, Nick Smith or LeBron James Jr.
Yeah. Imagine having the gall to say it was a perfect setup for Nick Smith Jr.
He needed some wiggle.
Yeah.
By the way, DeAndre Ayton's probably like, what the hell, guys? This was my revenge game.
Yeah.
He had a great game last night.
29 and 10 for him, 28 for Rui Hachimura. Lakers win their 4th in a row, 123-115 in Portland.
Where did Nick Smith even go to school?
EJ, you're our draft Nick. You know him, obviously.
He's a first-round pick.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I just Googled him. I'm like, he's 27th pick in the 2023 draft. This is a guy that only EJ here knows.
I know he was a huge recruit coming out of high school. And his first year at Arkansas didn't go that well, but he still went to I'm surprised he's on a 2-way. I mean, he's still young. He's only 20. He's 21 years old. I don't know.
Maybe this is his moment. This is the launch point.
Maybe I got steal.
He was really good on the Greensboro Swarm. I love the team name.
That's the Charlotte Hornets team.
Yeah, I know.
We figured
that out. Yeah, Greensboro, North
Where do
Carolina.
they play, Manny, more importantly?
Yeah, if you could name that.
Piggly Wiggly Arena?
Probably the Greensboro.
Greensboro, that's where they hold
Civic Center.
Is that where the ACC tournament?
Yeah, the Coliseum, right?
Yeah, I think that's where it is.
It's got to be, right?
And thus concludes our arena talk for the day.
Yeah, wait till next hour.
You guys don't want more G League talk?
There might not be anything more meaningless in sports right now than being the third AL MVP finalist. But congrats to Cleveland third baseman Jose Ramirez. As we know, this award is about Aaron Judge and or Cal Raleigh.
It's going to be a very difficult trivia question in a few years.
Is anyone else stunned that Juan Soto's a finalist for the NL MVP?
No, not really. He hit like 40 home runs and hit like 110
He ended
RBIs.
up with these great counting stats at the end of the year. I remember two
Yeah.
of his home runs all season long as far as memorable.
I mean, I've been defending him all year, but I was like, MVP, the team collapsed.
Well, of his 43 home runs, 38 of them were solo home runs, so that's why they were unmemorable.
Yeah, the narrative was quite different then. I had no idea he had those numbers.
I know he ended up finishing the year back of the baseball card, just like he always does. It's crazy. What else you got, buddy?
Opening night of college hoops, Arizona outscored Florida 93-87 in the Hall of Fame series in Vegas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Koa Pete led the Wildcats 30 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists in his college debut. Guys, back to you.
Do we get our BYU Batance?
We'll get there.
Okay.
It's a 4-hour show, Mags.
You saying pace myself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't use all the bullets in the first hour.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you got Nick Smith Jr. having a big night.
I know.
You got to throw that in there.
Well, we got the big headlines.
Greensboro Coliseum.
All right. We get back to the Cowboys in a moment. I think this is the most embarrassing year that Jerry Jones has ever had.
You got to spread those out.
Yeah. I also have 5 things I want to shoot into the sun. Do that a little bit later on. And I have a thought
There's
for
4 of us. What's the 5th?
Jake, no, I love it. Your son's here today. That's the best part about today. We also have Pearl. I have a thought for the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, they're going through a bit of a quarterback controversy.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have a solution for them. It's the Maggie Perloff Show. Give us a call, 888-710-4ISN.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining.
Could be. That I apologize for.
And did you say something under your
30
breath
seconds
during the
remaining.
apology?
It's gonna be the food, and now you ruined it. Thinking of boiling water in a waffle maker. Just let me do my job. I'm the food guy.
15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
All right, this portion of the show is brought to you by Ethos Life, the easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam, just a few health questions. Get your free quote at checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Man, I'm kind of burying the lead today.
What's that? What's going on?
Did you guys happen to see, and I'm going to save it, I'm not going to tell you right now, the sexiest man alive was named by People magazine.
Is this like a Jerry Jones trade? You're not
Well-
gonna, you know that one was made, but you're not going to tell us what it is.
I exactly. And I'll tell you right now, it's not me.
Wow, People magazine didn't let me know of my victory.
I came in third, like
Jose Ramirez?
Jose Ramirez.
The MVP?
I came in third.
Again?
By the way, this is so funny. If you know the Maggie Perloff show, me and EJ are like tuned into the Bachelor Nation, and EJ's Love is Blind. I don't know why. I feel like Manny, you're in your own lane. You're more Knicks and high school basketball. Maggie, you don't understand pop culture. What's that?
I'm such a loser.
Yeah, facts.
We all are.
But Maggie, like, I feel like you're in fourth place in pop culture sometimes.
Distant fourth. I mean, you got Bogusch is way ahead of me. Jake Bogusch is here today. Bogusch's little kid, he's in front of me,
There's
too.
not a conspiracy attached to it. Maggie has no time for it.
I really don't.
I guarantee Maggie has not seen any of these shows or movies this guy's in. I think.
Agree. Yeah, she hasn't seen it.
About who's
In
People
fact,
Magazine's
one of the
sexiest
movies
man?
she's in, she said that she definitely was not going to see, and she hated the idea of it. So there's no
That
way.
sounds
she
like
saw
me.
it.
I don't even know what you're talking about. That could be any movie that's out right now.
I actually saw, there's two movies that I didn't like either of them, and that's a hot take.
Okay,
we're
wait.
talking circles here around Maggie.
Okay, wait.
But
so
you
just tell me
definitely
who
have no
it is.
idea.
I have no idea at this point. It's not like,
We're
Brad
going to say
Pitt?
the name, and it's not even going to register.
I don't know who it is either.
Who is it?
His name is Jonathan Bailey.
I have no idea who that is.
See?
Can you put the poll question? Do you know who Jonathan Bailey is? Yes, no. Just put no context, not People's sexiest man. Just do you know who he is? Jonathan Bailey, I feel like, did he play for the Pacers in like the early 2000s?
Margaret, I'm on your team over here. Who the hell is that guy?
You just combine like Ace Bailey and like three other players.
Jonathan somebody played for the Pacers.
You don't know Jonathan Bailey?
Am I
Maggie,
supposed to?
that's a little embarrassing.
Is this George Clooney?
I mean, Jonathan Bailey is probably, have you heard of like Liam Hemsworth or like any of the other?
Yeah, I've heard the Hemsworth. There's two of them. Wait, but EJ, what's the movie that he's in that I said I would never see?
Jurassic World.
Yeah,
Who
not seeing
is
that
this guy?
garbage.
I'm
Not seeing
totally
that.
messing with it. I'm totally joking with you. Like you're not supposed to know Jonathan Bailey. He's one of the guys from Bridgerton. So it's like, and he's not the one that everybody likes from Bridgerton. My kid's like the other guy.
Wait, not the women.
Well, they like him, but my daughter has a crush on the other guy.
Oh well, I basically had to see that stupid Jurassic World movie because of him.
Oh, you did?
Andrea's
Okay.
Like, we're gonna
That's
see
why my
Jonathan
household
Bailey.
is.
And I'm like, all right,
You
whatever.
should be happy she's including you.
Yeah, I guess so. Right.
She could be seeing that alone.
Yeah. No, so Anyway, he's from Bridgerton, and he's in Wicked, I guess. I haven't seen. I saw part of Wicked. I didn't like it. It's a surprise pick. It's usually like go with Patrick Dempsey or something, like somebody we all know. Or
didn't they make it George Hamill like not that long ago?
yeah.
Well, Jason Kelsey came in second place last year, right? Something like that.
Oh, come on.
A year ago, 2 years
that
ago.
was crazy.
I remember that conversation right here on this show.
And then I feel like Perloff's trying to defend that
That's like a sympathy vote.
No, I mean, some women like that kind of.
Yeah, some women like everything. Okay,
sexy lumberjack vibes.
No, you can. We have sexier lumberjacks. I'll show you my Instagram. There are women who like everything. Of course, there's women who like Jason Kelsey because he looks kind of like more like an attainable guy. This is why there's like a psychology of this. You know, boy bands like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. You always had to have a guy that was kind of like not the kind of average looking, so that some girls think he was like attainable. And for NSYNC, I think it was Joey Fatone. They call it the Joey Fat one. He was great in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, but you need like an average looking guy.
Yeah,
it's part
absolutely.
of the boy band
also,
formula.
I mean, Jason Kelsey is a pro athlete. He's not a bad-looking guy by any means. But the last year was Jonathan Krasinski. The year before that was Patrick Dempsey. I was totally joking. There's no way. I didn't really know who he was. I kind of had to Google it. What they did.
Jim from The Office won this?
Chris Evans, obviously, Captain America won it the year before that.
Isn't this kind of old? Like, people kill the SI swimsuit issue. Like, it's outdated and you don't need it anymore. And, like, what does it actually hold any place?
But we're rating guys now, so that's different.
So it's different.
Yeah.
That's
also, there's a great Paul Rudd won in 2021. I mean, how can you not like an award that Paul Rudd won? Michael B. Jordan in 2020. I think guys pick these awards. These are all our favorite people.
I've heard all Marvel names. So is Jonathan Bailey going to
60%
be
of
the
the
Marvel
time,
reason?
it works.
John Legend
Every time.
won in 19. Idris Elba. Oh, this is a great list. Jonathan Bailey is the one. Blake Shelton, 2017. Now that is in the Jason Kelsey territory.
Jeez.
I think this is history making. I think he's the first openly gay man to win Sexiest Man Alive.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, my
God.
God.
That's the headline I kept seeing. That's why I saw it this morning.
Can I talk about the Arizona Cardinals quarterback situation? Or you
No,
guys still want
Bailey
to? You guys
is
still want to
way
go
more
around and
interesting.
around
Come
on
on.
this one? Okay. I have a thought about what's going on with Arizona, and of course, we're asking you today: is this the most embarrassing season that Jerry Jones has ever presided over? And he's complicit. Is this the most embarrassing season for Jerry Jones? Cowboys lose last night to the Arizona Cardinals at home. Offense looks terrible. Defense predictably looks terrible. But I have a question for you about Arizona. So Kyler Murray's been out now for 3 weeks with a foot injury, yet he was questionable on the injury report yesterday and then didn't dress.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacoby Brissett is in there. Literally, he's doing backup quarterback ads on Progressive or whatever, but now he looks like he should be the runaway starter because the offense looks so much better. And Marvin Harrison Jr. and he look like they have some real chemistry. And we'll get to Marvin Harrison Sr.'s comments in just a little bit because Marvin Harrison Sr. did not hold back when he was interviewed by ESPN recently. But, you know, we've seen these retread quarterbacks, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Pearl, the guys who like on their second or third team suddenly are coming alive.
Yep.
Mac Jones. Isn't Arizona maybe the perfect sleeping giant for one of these quarterbacks?
What do you mean?
And I don't know who it is. Maybe Matthew Stafford is not exactly a retread. It's a little bit different. But, you know, he and the Rams did this will they, won't they all offseason. They eventually signed him to a one-year deal. I just feel like Arizona feels like the Tampa Bay Bucks from a couple years ago where Tom Brady went and saw this kind of like they have a great defense. They're young. The offense has Marvin Harrison. Trey McBride's one of the best tight ends in the league. Like maybe there's this sleeping giant aspect to Arizona. Not for this year because you got Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett is not going to be enough to get you over the finish line. But what if it's one of these other either retread or older QBs? Like Arizona, there's a chance here that this is something really good.
Oh, I don't see it.
They just don't have the right quarterback.
Yeah, I go to, they're kind of like the Cowboys, organizational dysfunction. Like they never, ever get it together. Can't be an accident. I mean, you've had all different kinds of coaches, all kinds of GMs, all kinds of players, and nothing's ever made a difference because of that ownership group. So I don't really see it.
I mean, this ownership group did get them to a Super Bowl, and what happened, right? They found Kurt Warner, who had been cast off from the New York Giants because they drafted Eli Manning, and Warner was the starter holding the seat warm for Eli Manning, and then Warner had this second act that was incredible, and that's ultimately, I think, what even got him into the Hall of Fame. They put him over the top. I think this Arizona team could be like that. And now these retread quarterbacks seem to be such a thing. I don't know who exactly it would be. Matthew Stafford was the first one that came to mind if he wants to play another season next year. And the Rams want to move on.
Stafford, I could not see Stafford going to Arizona because where did Stafford almost go this year? The Giants or something?
Giants and Raiders.
Yeah. I don't know why. I feel like he wouldn't go in division. Why would he leave L.A. for Arizona?
Well, they might want to move on from him. Don't forget, the Rams have that Atlanta Falcons pick. And they were like, go out to the market and see what you can get and then come back to us. That's not exactly like, hey, we love you forever, retire a Ram.
Yeah.
Something I was thinking about. 888-710-4ISN. Is this Jerry Jones' most embarrassing year?
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Brissett is under center with 3 tight ends. He gets the snap. He turns right. He fakes the handoff. Line drive pass. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. 5 yards deep. Right down the middle. Grabbed on the play by Marvin Harrison. And why not? He has authored a terrific first half.
Marvin Harrison, 7 catches last night, 96 yards. Deron Bland's not going to want to look at that tape. Welcome to the show. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Cowboys fall to the Arizona Cardinals last night. Scores 27-17, but Arizona really did control the game for 3 quarters. Then they had their signature sort of falter a little bit in the fourth. You were kind of gave the Cowboys a little bit of life. And then some untimely turnovers, a big one in the fourth quarter, and a Javonte Williams got the ball punched out. And that ultimately ended any kind of comeback efforts from the Dallas Cowboys. So they are 3-5-1. Season feels extremely over. Now they go into their bye week, Pearl, and then they play the Las Vegas Raiders coming out of the bye week. Okay, so Vegas is also not good. This is another Monday night game, so lucky us. We get Cowboys, Raiders. But then Philadelphia, Kansas City, at Detroit, Minnesota, the Chargers. They got a gauntlet here coming up. I don't know how any Cowboy fan could feel confident that they're going to make a playoff run. And more than that, to me, this is the most embarrassing year for Jerry Jones. It started off with the dumb documentary about how awesome he is. Then he trades away Micah Parsons and did it at the wrong time of the year. Even if you wanted to do it, did it at the wrong time of the year. So they got very little help for this year except for Kenny Clark. And it's just all been a bad season.
Just wait, Maggie. Just wait. How much time is it? 4 p.m. 4 p.m. today, Eastern, NFL trade deadline. Because I have this weird gut feeling that Jerry doesn't know the season's over. 3-5-1. You can squint in 3-5-1. You beat the Raiders, you're 4-5-1. Then you get Philly's kind of vulnerable. They're coming to Dallas. Dak always owns the Eagles. That's a possible win. 5-5-1. Kansas City, what do we know about them?
I mean, what do we know about them? They're just the dynasty of this generation. But yeah, what do we know about them?
I don't know. They look pretty bad against your Bills. So now they're 6-5-1 if you squint. At Detroit, we're going to have that as a loss. They're basically a 500 team at 3-5-1, Maggie. What do you do? In Jerry world, I know I'm joking, but in Jerry world, I do feel like there's a fear here that he's like, well, we're close enough to take a shot here to help this defense to try to win some games, which would probably be long-term a mistake.
Yeah, think about what you're saying. And if you're a Cowboy fan, you got to want to just jump out of the car right now because you're going to actually invest more resources into this season. Even Troy Aikman couldn't sugarcoat it last night. You know, Jerry's talking about the secret trade that they already have in the works. They're going to file the paperwork today. The trade deadline's, 4 o'clock Eastern time today?
He's sitting on a trade.
And Troy Aikman goes, well, cancel it.
He's got big onions.
Yeah, cancel it because you're not one player away. You're not 2 players away. They start talking about Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals. He goes, why would you bring Trey Hendrickson? We already saw what this looks like when he's a great player on a terrible defense. And that's exactly what it's going to look like if you bring Trey Hendrickson to the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, Troy Aikman, why would he want, not I'm saying that he has to be carrying water for Jerry Jones, but he pretty much calls it like it is, Pearl. Yeah. And he said, don't do this. Now,
well, I do think they will do probably, Jerry always says it's going to be a big trade. Then it ends up being a late round pick. I think safety is going to be something. They might get like a journeyman safety. So that's what Jerry, Jerry, in real talk, Jerry says all in. And that means I'm going to trade a 5th round pick for a 2nd stringer somewhere.
Well, then why even do? I mean, okay, that to me though.
I mean, Jerry doesn't change. You got to give one thing about him: the man is predictable.
Here is Jerry Jones. This is yesterday, EJ. Okay, so this is from yesterday. Said he's after the game. This is post game. Said he's heard the noise about the criticism and whether the Cowboys should make a trade, and called Tuesday D-Day.
I hear opinions, and you can rest assured that. At least through my mind, that all those considerations are there. It was there before this game. It was there when we started the season about whether you make a trade or not. But what's got this on point is tomorrow's our trade deadline. And we've either got to or get off the pot by tomorrow afternoon.
Yep, that's true. I think this looked a lot different, Pearl. Bad loss to Carolina a couple weeks ago. Then they rebound and win against the Commanders. But what did that really tell you? First of all, Commanders are beat up, and Jaden Daniels got knocked out of that game. So you win 44-22, and all right, you think, all right, now let's start working the phones and get a trade. Well, you go to Denver and get smoked, and then you just lost at home to Arizona.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they thought they were going to win last night. You could just tell by their body language in the owner's box when Stephen A. was up there. I think they really did not count on losing that game because Arizona was 2-5 coming in. Even in a close game, Arizona always finds a way to lose. I don't know how they're pivoting. Here's my question about the Cowboys. Can they pivot? They already made the trade according to Jerry Jones. Can they do what Troy Aikman does?
Rescind the trade?
I don't know. They seem like they're a bit of a slow-moving cruise ship who now has to turn and think we're 3-5-1. Really, we should be sellers. I think they might have already convinced themselves to be buyers. And I'm not just saying I've been kind of clowning Jerry Jones, but I think they might make a move here and be buyers. I think they might trade a pick away.
Again, this is just to keep you Dallas Cowboy fans engaged a little bit.
It could be.
I don't love it.
You saw the defense. Even at 3-5-1, if you could get a piece, Maggie, something here, because you can't get killed every game.
Tell me if you guys happened to catch this on the broadcast last night. You mentioned Stephen A. Smith is in the owner's box with Jerry Jones, and I was thinking, who would I want to get a beer with less than those two? But
he's Derek Jeter, man.
I don't know. Wait,
no, that's not my point. But I was like, I'm so glad I'm not sitting in there. I'm gonna laugh at those jokes. No, thanks.
I get a beer with Stephen A. Smith.
I definitely would get a beer with Stephen A.
I get maybe 2 or 3 beers with Stephen A.
Smith. But actually, now that you think about it, in a safe place, would you get 8 or 9 scotches with Jerry Jones to find out? For the story?
No, I don't want to be alone with Jerry Jones.
Yeah, well, that's a given. I was like, we're all with you.
Okay, good. Yeah. No, listen, no. The answer is no all around. But that's not my point. The point is, this was a funny moment that was caught on camera last night where it's like going towards the end of the first half and the Dallas Cowboys go for it on that 4th down and don't end up getting it. The 4th and 4.
Right.
And it was the 4th and goal. I'm sorry, the 4th and goal. And
from the 4, right?
From the 4. And all of a sudden, they cut to the owner's box, and it's Stephen A. in that pink suit or whatever he's wearing. And he just basically gives the Jerry, all right, I'm going to get up on out of here. And he left. And Jerry's looking despondent. Oh, so good.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good.
And then I love Troy's line later after the block punt. He's like, Jerry's like, get Stephen A. back here so I can show him how good we are.
Have you ever had to do that when you're watching a game with somebody and it's their team and you don't have a dog in the fight and then they're just losing and you're just like, all right, I'm going to go hit the dusty trail here. I don't want to stick around to watch you cry.
The worst part is when it's and I'd never experienced this, but I feel like my parents probably experienced this with I'm playing in a game and my team's getting blown out and
they're watching you
a family
play sports.
Friend or a aunt or someone is there and they're like, all right, I'm going to go.
Have you? Every time someone would come to watch, I know me specifically, this is how I knew I was never cut out to be a professional athlete. This was one of the 1,000 reasons, is anytime someone would come and see me, I was terrible.
You cannot be serious.
Yeah. No, that's extra pressure. You don't want that. I'm same.
My friend showed up once to watch a tennis match of mine. You play tennis all the time. Before you graduate high school, let's go watch you play. I think I double faulted 15 times in a row.
I had probably the dumbest thought of the night. I challenge anyone here to have a dumber thought than this. I saw Stephen A. sitting next to Jerry Jones, and I wondered about journalistic integrity.
Oh, get out of here.
I did. I'm like, this is like the main voice for ESPN. Is he allowed to sit next to the owner like that?
For Stephen A. Smith? I mean, come on.
Wait, was that okay? I told you
this is not Walter Cronkite.
Yeah. I
don't know. It's just like
the journalism days are long in the rearview mirror.
He
literally goes on TV and wears a black hat and then laughs at the Cowboy fans. I think we threw the journalistic integrity out the window.
Yeah, this was not Brian Gumbel having to sit down with Jerry Jones.
No.
And hanging out with him in his box.
Also, what's the problem with that? Even if it was Brian Gumbel and Walter Cronkite, you can still sit there.
I don't like him.
No. I mean, I don't think if you're Walter Cronkite, say you were, it couldn't be Adam Schefter sitting next to Jerry Jones. That would be.
Why not? It's working a source. Andrea Kramer could be up there. What does it matter?
It's not working a source. I think that's a little bit. You're on TV. You're sitting front row. You're enjoying the hospitality of that source. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you're taking gifts in a sense.
Yeah, but I feel like we worked at SI for a long time, and that was like capital J journalism over there. And I feel like guys who are writing profiles, like Mike Silver and, like Tom Verducci and these guys.
But they did off camera a little bit. Maybe it's different. I don't know.
I remember a story where John Wertheim, who's the best, above reproach. I mean, John's like nails when it comes to this stuff. And he was in Europe with Stan Kroenke watching an Arsenal game or something.
Yeah, I guess you got to. I mean, Pablo Torre is Mr. Journalism now. He just did a huge ad for
Mondani.
For Mondani, yeah.
Which no one else in the country cares about, but it was kind of a big deal.
I wouldn't say that. I feel like the country is certainly watching New York today. But that being said, I don't know. Nobody else thought that? I'm like, ESPN is basically in bed. Because there are two teams there. Like, what about Arizona? They're basically
the NFL owns part of ESPN.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Remember that headline? They own like 10% stake.
That just got finalized, I think, last week. I feel like that headline came up again.
And ESPN owns a sports book. And I know Craig Carton actually was talking about this, former colleague of ours. And he was talking about how ESPN has to like divest themselves of the sports book if you're going to be owned 10% by the league. It's like a very big conflict of interest. Obviously, Craig knows a little more about this world than we do, but it was a fair point.
That was so interesting. And I haven't seen any actual movement to do that.
Because journalism's over, man. I hate to say it. I don't want that to be true. Conflict of interest? Where do you think this all going, guys?
To me, sports has just followed the music industry because the music industry is the same way. Like you got like companies, record labels that own a stake in Spotify.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like that.
We wonder why the ticket prices are so high for Ticketmaster owns part of whatever.
Right. It's sort of like Live Nation, right? Like it's all a scam.
I don't know. I had thought, I'm like, I'm going to say this tomorrow and they're going to laugh at me so hard. Because,
spoiler alert.
Yep.
Stephen A., by the way, back when I was younger, used to write for the Philadelphia Inquirer. Was an awesome, he was more of a columnist, but he was great.
Yeah, no, he'll tell you about it.
Really?
No, I'm not joking. Like, he was really, really good, and he was not a hot taker at all.
Skip was like that, too, in Dallas. Skip Bayless.
So Skip wrote that book, though, that changed
but that wasn't like a take book. It was quote-unquote information.
Yeah, but it had the thing about Troy.
Yeah, it alleged Troy Aikman was gay, right?
Yeah, and that blew up nationally, and Skip became a huge thing. But Stephen A. was a straight newspaper guy, so it's a much different world. You're absolutely right.
To be fair,
don't want to make an enemy out of me.
I never read Skip Bayless's book. I just know that's the story that came out of it, but I don't actually know.
That was a long time. It was
what
30 years ago, I think. It was a long time. I think that came out in the 90s.
Crazy. 888-710-4i. Little departure there. Let's get back to Jerry for a second. So obviously it's been a war of words going back and forth with Micah Parsons because in some ways Micah Parsons like a little Jerry. They're kind of like very similar to each other where they've never met a microphone they don't like and they are willing to use the public to try to get their point across.
Come on, Daddy.
So one of the things was, obviously all the bad blood on the way out. And Jerry saying, Micah Parsons was a bad locker room guy, and even Dak Prescott was kind of sick of the podcast and him talking it out of school. Then there was Micah Parsons kind of going back at the Cowboys about the Trayvon Diggs injury, saying, how did they do my guy dirty like that? They brought him back too soon. He was coming off a significant knee injury. They messed it up, and now Trayvon Diggs is still out. So now we get Jerry going back. This is on Stephen A. Smith's show. Gosh, these guys have taken up a lot of our time this morning. But anyway, talking about, does he specifically say Micah here, EJ, or does he just talk about Michael Irvin and DeMarcus Ware would never have laid on a training table in their lives? Let's hear it.
Not one time, not even in the hottest of days and two-a-days in August in Texas, between 11 in the morning or when they quit practicing or 4 in the afternoon, did I never see any one of these two go over and lay on a damn training table in front of 1 million people. Never.
Never. All right, more from Jerry.
Never.
Say Micah Parsons. Well, he's no Michael Irvin.
It's not in their makeup. It's just not in their makeup. And I'm saying that because it was, that's pretty obvious. But we're not talking DeMarcus Ware when we're talking about another player. We're not talking Michael Irvin. We're not talking, these guys burn.
Okay, Jerry's got to get his story straight here. If he is going to say, Pearl, kind of implying that Micah Parsons laying on the trading table, that was preseason,
Yeah.
Is that like the second or third preseason game of the year?
Right. That's the straw that broke the camel's back is what people are saying.
Yeah, and maybe Jerry's kind of confirming that here, but then he's got to get his story straight.
In what sense?
When they traded Micah Parsons, or he said, this has been in the works since March, and I've just been using you, the media, as my pawns to do my bidding because we never had any intention to pay him. So what is it? Is it that? BS. Or is it the training table? Also BS. All of this is BS. Like, I think that feelings got involved because the agent, and I don't know who the agent is. And I think, Micah believes that Jerry tried to kind of trick him into signing a contract without his agent there, or agreeing to a contract without the agent there. And I just think all of this is nonsense. And now Jerry's trying to find a way to get a win with the fan base.
I'm just curious, like, why does Jerry have to get his story straight? Like, what difference does it make? Yeah. Everyone's talking about him anyway. As you've always said, if that's the goal, then he's succeeded. And yesterday was just more of, I guess you could call it a circus, unless it's intentional. Like, because let's face it, who's not going to read that headline and be like, wait, Jerry, it was BZ was on the table. We knew it all along. And by the way, is that so egregious if you're hurt to lie on a training table? Wasn't he injured?
Well, he was. That's the question, right? Was he holding out because of the contract or because he had the back issue? Remember that?
Right. If you have a bad back, you might want to lie on a training table. I couldn't believe that became such a big controversy, but I guess it really offended Jerry, and I get it because it gets hot. By the way, they go out to Oxnard where it's about much cooler than Dallas in the summer. So you got to get the ocean breeze.
Yeah, this was in the feet. This was
I know. Yeah. But he's complaining about 2-a-days and camps and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you go out to California, it ain't hot out there. Anyway, it's besides the point. You're right. Jerry's story is not straight, but he is creating a lot of noise and hype. Which, if that's the goal, he's absolutely succeeding. I'm very curious today. What's his trade he's sitting on? Will he do something dumb?
Yeah, Jerry said that he has made a trade. Can't tell us what it is yet.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of prudent, because if it hasn't gone through, then maybe he shouldn't be talking about it.
It's probably
the tease of it is silly.
It's probably a 4th-round pick, right? That's what he does. He says it's going to be something big, and he trades a 4th-round pick for a cast-off from another team.
Fingers crossed Brandon Aubrey gets sent to the Giants for Graham Gano.
You holding out for that one?
Fingers
How about
crossed.
Brandon Aubrey last night lines up for a 68-yarder. So Cam Little is his name?
That's
From
right,
the Jags?
yes.
Cam Little? That doesn't sound right.
Yes, he was on my fantasy team, and
Okay.
I dropped him, and then he hit a 68-yard field goal, and it made me very sad.
Okay, so definitely Cam Little. I got it right. He hit a 68-yarder for the Jags. Jags-Raiders end up being a crazy game that goes to overtime. But to be honest, I was more tuned into Bills-Chiefs at that point, so I just kind of saw it later. And I thought last night, if Brandon Aubrey hits the 68-yarder, then where does this end? Like, if 68 yards...
75 yards.
I was going to say, didn't Little already hit a 70-yarder in preseason?
Yeah, preseason, yeah.
What's going to even, like, what do we do here? 75, you think, is the max, EJ?
I think that's probably the max a human can do.
Are we doing that this season?
Why do you say that? Who knows?
I mean, unless they're going to do something funky with the football.
They already did.
Yeah, I mean, something more funky. It feels like once you get to 75 yards, it just feels like I don't even see people try that.
Well, by the way, can we talk about another thing? Like,
yeah.
That Cardinals, that first field goal missed. They gave him 3 points.
Unbelievable.
I went over the upright, but I'm like, because the same thing happened on Saturday. You saw this at SMU Miami, same exact kick, and they didn't give him the points.
Right, because it went over the crossbar.
Yeah, and it was the same exact spot. I know it's 2 different sports, but with the new kickers and the new K ball, they need to raise the uprights about 10 more feet because people are booming that new ball. So
I've never seen so many kicks go over the cross.
It's got to be
upright now. It's crazy.
Well, because guys have to launch.
Yeah,
you know
they should add rocks into the ball.
I mean,
That's
also too, the 2 guys standing underneath the upright. Can they really? How are they supposed to tell?
Well, I think that's the best angle. Clearly it is.
You have to go to video to really tell. They went
to video last night. I was like, that looks like it missed.
But I don't think they replayed it. Did they do?
No, I don't think they reviewed it or anything. But I think the idea is if you're standing right under the goalpost, it's easy to tell if the ball goes over you or not. That's supposed to be.
But that was like within inches either way. There's no way a human eye could tell that way. And I think they said on the telecast that you cannot review when it goes over the goalpost. It's not reviewable, which is
just wait.
Yeah, I mean, field goals. I'm telling you, it's a different sport with these long field goals.
Just crazy. 888-710-4ISN.
Where's the Hawkeye?
Is today, this season, rather, the most embarrassing of Jerry Jones's tenure? I say absolutely yes, and I don't think I'm prisoner of the moment here. We've got a lot more to do, including some college football. You mentioned it. EJ's Hurricanes go down hard to SMU. What's the ripple effects before the first college football playoff rankings get released tonight? And we've got some report card grades to give out as well. Maggie Perloff Show.
All right, Maggie, this is the best time of year. Still, we got football. We just had baseball. Now we have college basketball. Prize Picks. This is where you enjoy all of it. And I won big last night. And I'm so excited for tonight because my guy, Kelly Oubre Jr., is on the board. 13.5 points for the Sixers. This is how Prize Picks works. You basically pick more or less on player projections. Pick 2 players. And if you're right, you could win big. Right now, you can get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. So simple to use and so much fun.
How about your girl, big winner last night? Fading Dak Prescott, less than 268.5 passing yards. He finished with 250. And I faded Lauri Markkanen for the Utah Jazz. It was like 25.5 points, and he only finished with 20.
Nice.
And now I'm a big winner, and you can be too. Come on and play along with us at Prize Picks. It's available in 40-plus states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Don't worry, all transactions, they're safe, they're fast, they're secure, and this has just been a lot of fun for the whole show. So download the Prize Picks app today, use the code M&P, get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code M&P on Prize Picks. You get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. So win or lose, you get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, it is good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mand P.
You're in a 4-minute break. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. 1 minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Time to go. I have to go to class.
Why don't you call me sometime when you have no class?
Let's find out who made the grade after this weekend's college football action.
He is totally gonna kill at college.
What, like it's hard?
As of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
Maggie and Perloff hand out their college report card.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
All right, enough Jerry Jones. Let's talk some college football. Every week we do the college football report card, and there's no grade inflation here like there are at public universities around the country right now. EJ, hit us with the options here.
All right, we'll unpack that later.
Everybody gets A's now. It's so weak. I had to work for my B+. Anyway.
I don't give out easy A's.
What's that?
EJ's a professor.
Really? Oh, dude, you should. That's my father-in-law is a professor. He's like, all the professors who get like the raises just gave out all A's and get great student whatever evaluation.
Somebody get ratemyprofessor.com up. Get EJ Seward up. I want to see those.
Why would you
ratings.
not give an A? What's in it for
people
you?
Get A's. You got to earn it, man. You're not going to just step into a class and just do whatever.
What is this? Rate my professor?
Rate my professor.
You don't have that?
No.
Well, she's not in college, bro.
And I haven't been in college since the early 2000s.
I thought you had it when you were in college. My bad.
No. Some people didn't have like
Computers?
cell phones when I was in college, dude. Kind of.
They didn't have dial-up back then?
Dude, Facebook started when I was in college. So
Good
there
Lord.
you go. Anyway, EJ, let's do college football report card. Who's the first person we're giving
F
the
for
grade
EJ.
to?
All right, so let's go to this guy who I would give an F. Start with Mario Cristobal, head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, who lost their second ACC game.
I mean, F minus. But here's the thing, Pearl. It's his team is so undisciplined in these big moments somehow once the calendar turns to November. So fourth quarter, Miami has a chance to put the game away after SMU missed that field goal you just talked about by inches that we're not even sure did it miss, did it not miss. Mm-hmm. Miami commits the ineligible man downfield, the false start, a holding penalty during an 8-play drive. Then you have roughing the quarterback, hitting Kevin Jennings after a timeout was already called. Then in OT, Miami at the 10-yard line could have put pressure on with a field goal. Instead, Carson Beck lasers into Malachi Toney, gets picked off. I mean, it was a comedy of errors. Cristobal, F.
I'll give him a D. I heard someone compare him to James Franklin the other day. He's getting a lot of not good for big games, not good on the road. But if you pull back, I mean, Kevin Jennings is way better than Carson Beck, the SMU quarterback. SMU should have put that one away several times. Even in and out of the lineup, Kevin Jennings was. So I don't know. I give him a D, but come on. I mean, Carson Beck will have great moments and bad moments. So I'm not sure this team was quite as talented offensively because you had Cam Ward last year and you didn't make the playoff. So you thought you were going to make it this year with Carson Beck. Maybe that was. I put it all on him. I'm sorry. Is that wrong? EJ, you're the Miami fan.
I mean,
it's definitely wrong.
It's bad. I look at this coach, and it's just not going to happen for them.
He's not going to win, EJ.
Yeah, I mean,
they made great rosters, and it doesn't
but
matter.
He should have been in the playoff last year.
He should have, but
I mean,
lost
they
to Syracuse at the end of the year.
Right,
It's
they still
unforgivable.
should have put him in. I don't know. They still probably deserved it. Okay. You don't think that Carson Beck is at the Louisville game? This is on him too, but.
I think some of this is coaching, though. I mean, they take the air out of the ball when Carson's playing well, and then when he's not playing well, they want to put the ball in his hands. It doesn't make any sense. He threw one pick that was not his fault when they were moving the ball up and down the field, and they said, you know what, we're just going to take the ball completely out of his hands. The coaching is a disaster. I can't stand this guy. Anyway, let's go on. I can't do this anymore. Let's go to Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza, who, by the way, I kept saying Miami should have went after in the transfer portal. Now he's at Indiana putting up big numbers. What are you giving him this weekend?
I give him like a B or an NA. Like, he didn't really need to do anything in that game. Actually, if anything, in Maryland, like, kind of hurt his stats a little bit. Like, he's got to go all in for the Heisman. You're playing an easy team. That was the easiest win they're going to have. And he only gets one touchdown and one pick. That's where you got a stat pad, dude. So I'm going to give him a B. I mean, on the field, he was totally fine. He had a nice run in for a touchdown where he sees things before the play's really good at reading the field. But this was an opportunity to really make a statement and a meaningless statement, but he failed to do so.
Yeah, I guess I would for the season, I think you got to give him an A, obviously.
But you were asked, this is week by week.
And this is week by week. So, yeah, maybe I'd give him like an A-. I mean, it was a 55-10 laugher against Maryland. But I think the bigger thing with Fernando Mendoza is, judging him in the game he played at Oregon and the game he played at Iowa, right? Those are obviously the two, and of course, Illinois, that was ended up being his best. I mean, Illinois was supposed to be a thing this year. They whooped them 63-10, and he completed over 90% of his passes. Like, that was insane. But I do get a little bit worried because against the really good competition, again, Oregon, I was always tricky to play. They're winning these games, but these are not his best standout games. So A for the season, and he's still the Heisman frontrunner and probably the number one overall pick in the draft if it continues this way. But I don't know.
So this was a season long for Mendoza?
Well, I'm just saying I'll give him an A for this. Maybe I'll give him.
Yeah, no. They should have this. I think he threw a pick on the first drive. Right? He should have really. He needs. I mean, we're grading him to be the number one. Will he be number one and will he be the Heisman? Are the only questions that are relevant here. So this was such a good opportunity to rack up some more touchdowns. Although he easily could win the Heisman. Definitely. I don't think we have any idea what's going to happen there.
It's the second week in a row, a big game for Arch Manning, who recovered well after suffering concussion last week. What do you give Arch Manning after the win over Vanderbilt?
I'm giving Arch an A. I thought Arch, listen, the guy's in concussion protocol all week, and it was a will he, won't he play, Pearl, and they're going up against Vandy, who's super plucky, and obviously everyone loves the Vandy story. And Arch was dynamite, 25 of 33, 328 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had that 75-yard strike to Ryan Wingo on his first throw. And, Vanderbilt, scored, 21 unanswered to kind of make this a little bit close, make the score look a lot closer, 34-31. But Texas and Arch were in control of this game. I was super impressed.
Yeah, Arch was great. I would give him maybe an A- because he didn't do anything in the first half. It was all screen pass, screen pass, screen pass. And to Sark's credit, like, he totally game planned around limited Arch Manning. Then in the second half, he made 2 or 3 throws where he finally threw downfield that were great. The key is the offensive line got better. Sark switched some things around finally and got him a little bit of time. But Arch is playing much better. It's interesting, like the conversation is. I don't think the conversation has changed more around one player in college football more than Arch Manning over the last 3 weeks.
Last one here, and he's someone who's certainly rising up the Heisman Trophy rankings. What about Julian Sain, quarterback for Penn State? Oh, he's Ohio State. Sorry, they beat Penn State.
I have
just got Manny's hopes up for a second. He's like, is there a midseason trade?
Somebody on X is riding me on Julian saying, come on. I mean, are we really doing this here? Like, first of all, beat a real team. Second of all, throw to somebody other than Jeremiah Smith and Garnell Tate.
Why would you?
Because he's never going to get credit. Julian Sain cannot be a Heisman Trophy winner when he is just sort of the system guy. Right now, I think he's going to be great. I think he's awesome. But is he really impressive? Because you're right, there is a lot of Heisman hype. But how hard is his job? Let's be realistic. I mean, Penn State, that means nothing.
I know, but you just said in the last set for Fernando Mendoza, he should have been stat padding more against Maryland.
Yeah.
Well, Julian Sain is stat padding against Penn State. I mean, 316 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Did this against Wisconsin, threw for nearly 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Like, he's doing exactly what you want him to. And by the way, I think Sayin is now the Heisman frontrunner. Did I mess that up? Not Fernando Mendoza. He's not the frontrunner. Julian Sayin is.
How could people vote for Julian Sayin?
Because Ohio State's been the most consistent, and he's got the flashy stats.
Well, who is Ohio State beaten?
Nobody yet. And we'll see when they play Indiana.
They're the Big Ten. Who are they going to beat? I mean, I don't know. It just I can't understand it. And yeah, he's really good, of course. But how do you know what this actually means until he plays a good team and he's throwing to the greatest wide receiving core that we've seen, except for the last 3 years of Ohio State wide receivers? It's really hard to distinguish Julian Sayin from, say, Jeremiah Smith.
Well, Fernando Mendoza will have a chance to pad his stats next week. I think Indiana's next game is against Penn State.
I saw that. Yeah, I thought Ohio State plays Indiana this year. They do not. It's at Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and then finishing off, obviously, with the big game against Michigan.
I mean, this
is going to be. He might cruise to the Heisman.
They can't. People cannot vote for him. You cannot vote for Julian Sayin. I mean, that's just.
There's something you said about,
You think he's played better than Ty Simpson?
I don't think so, Pearl, but I'm just like.
Oh, there's nothing to be said for it. He has the easiest job in college football.
Yeah, I mean, easiest
he's
job.
Good, by the way. He's definitely going to be good. He looks like a top 5 pick for sure. But I'm not impressed, but come on.
Well, this has been a tough year for the Big Ten. Obviously you got Ohio State and you've got Indiana and you've got Oregon, but, Penn State clearly lost the plot and they're now, trying to pick up the pieces. I don't know who else. Illinois was supposed to be really good, and then Indiana kind of took the wind out of their sails with a big beatdown. Who else was supposed to be really good? Michigan is ranked, but I don't know if anyone believes Michigan is really a thing.
I mean, is there anything he can do for you, Pearl, to say, okay, you know what? Even though they haven't played anybody yet, what about a Big 10 championship game? What about a big game against Michigan? Does that change anything?
So when is the Heisman vote? The Big 10 championship game is before the Heisman vote?
So they're going to get Indiana again.
Or
for the first time.
Nah, I mean, I honestly, if I wanted to vote Ohio State, I'd vote for Jeremiah Smith.
Interesting. Let's get to Bogish, who's got the latest headlines for us. Hey, Bogish.
Guys, hello again. These headlines sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with our easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. We've got a name in Dallas. NFL Network says the Cowboys are trading for Bengals linebacker Logan Wilson. He asked out recently after a loss of playing time. Plus, since he sucks, Jerry hinted at 3 moves yesterday. So that's one. Stay tuned for the others.
Okay, so this is Logan Wilson got benched by the Bengals, right?
Correct.
And now this is the guy who's going to save the Cowboys.
That is also correct.
All right, just making sure I'm getting my.
I feel like he used to be really good, and then he got benched. I don't know what happened to this guy. When he was playing against the Rams in the Super Bowl, like he was awesome, and he has been a good player.
He's had some big games, I think, against the Chiefs. Definitely against my Bills.
Yeah.
He
Still
and
their
Cam
captain.
Taylor Britt destroyed.
But if you can't play on the Bengals defense, then you can't play on an NFL defense.
Well, that's
think.
what I'm wondering.
I mean, do you guys have any issues with a guy who has 2 first names / 2 last names? Logan Wilson could be Wilson Logan. I find that I've always found that confusing about him.
I think he has a good linebacker name, which is why I'm okay with it. Logan Wilson sounds like a middle linebacker.
Oh, absolutely.
Jerry's team is processing its 2nd straight loss, 5th overall. O-lineman Tyler Smith says it shouldn't have been like that last night.
There was a solid defense. I felt like they plugged gaps well, but I don't feel like they truly beat us in terms of, just defensive scheme or things they were doing to shut down our offense. I just think we didn't execute very well.
The Cowboy offense did not produce a point until the 3rd quarter, didn't score a touchdown until the 4th. Meanwhile, this is what the Cardinals offense is supposed to sound like.
Brissett takes the snap. Play fake, looks over the middle, throws wide open Harrison, caught for a touchdown. What a first half for Jacoby Brissett and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Dave Pasch on Cardinals radio. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. set his career high for catches in the first half of Monday Night Football. He finished with 7 grabs, 96 yards, and that score. Brissett also throwing a TD to Trey McBride. He ran for one as well on a 27-17 win in Dallas, snapping Arizona's 5-game skid. 3rd straight good offensive game for the Cards, but Brissett is still technically the backup. Jonathan Gannon said post-game the situation has not changed, which apparently means that Kyler Murray starts again once his foot has healed. Back to that trade deadline, which is now 8+ hours away. The Ravens reportedly adding Titans edge Draymond Jones for a conditional 5th-round pick. Baltimore is tied for the 2nd fewest sacks with just 11. Because Maggie demanded it last hour, A.J. Dybansa made his college debut last night, 21 points, 6 rebounds. 8th-ranked BYU down Villanova 71-66 in the Hall of Fame series in Vegas. We also had 2nd-ranked Houston taking care of Lehigh 75-57, making Kelvin Sampson the 17th D1 head coach with 800 wins. This was number 300 with the Cougars. In the pros, Miles Turner back in Indiana last night, first time since signing with the Bucks this summer, and he was booed all night long.
It was disheartening, man. It was frustrating. You give 10 years of your life, your blood, your sweat, your tears. You take pay cuts. You survive trade rumors. You try to do everything the right way, and then sometimes not stuff shakes out. It's cool. I take it on the chin.
Okay, I actually thought this was very classless from the Pacer fans.
Wow.
Really classless. Now, here's the deal. Maybe they shouldn't do the tribute video on the first time a guy comes back to the arena, right? So he's with the Bucks now. He left after they got to the finals. He's right. He's been in trade rumors for like 7 years, okay? And he's been through some really dark times with Indiana. And then he's there also now for the good times, for the rise, and they got to the finals. But maybe you don't do the tribute video in the first like trip back because the feelings are too like close to the surface for the fans. But I thought this was completely classless from them. This is a guy who has been with your organization, homegrown guy for a decade, as he said, took pay cuts, all that stuff. I mean, you're going to boo him, boo his tribute video?
Yeah.
That was lame to me.
Oh, my God. Come to Philly. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, but Philly,
again, not okay.
You guys love being
Wait,
that. You,
I gotta go back in
you
time,
pride
but
yourself on that.
Turner could have gone back to the pay. Like, they made an offer, right? And then he jumped for the Bucks for not that much more money, as I recall.
Yeah, his story is that the Pacers changed their mind on the offer that they gave him. That's his story. He said that earlier this week.
I don't know. I'm not a massive Miles Turner guy. I feel like his talent is in his drive have never quite been the same. I would have booed the heck out of him if he left my team. What do you care? He left your team. He's just ripped the Band-Aid. He's gone. Why would you not boo him?
My only thing is, and I thought I was surprised they booed him because he played there for a long time, but he did go to, and I know this is crazy for people in the NBA, a serious rival.
Yeah, exactly.
This was not like I know there are not a lot of real rivalries. The Bucks and Pacers legitimately hate each other. There are almost multiple fights. You had, Tyrese Halliburton's dad going on the court last year to Giannis. This is not like, he just went to a random team. Does that change it at all, Maggie?
No, because I think
this was a guy on the Bills that went to the Chiefs.
No, listen.
You wouldn't boo him out the arena?
If the Bills had been lowballing him and he'd been trade rumors all this time, no, I don't think I would. And also, that's maybe for the playoffs or something like that. This is the first game back. I was surprised that the boos were that loud, that they happened during the tribute video. It's not even on the court or something basketball related. I didn't love it at all.
Yeah, I think there's room for everything. You can boo him when he touches the ball in the game because, again, fine.
That's always fun.
It's sports.
Yeah, it's rivalry. It's a game. It's competition. But the tribute video, you have to be nice. There's no reason to boo that into silence. That's not how you do that.
Oh my
He
God.
also took a shot at Halliburton this week too. There's something going on there. There's something, I don't know what it is. Halliburton seemed to take some weird shots at Turner over the offseason, and then Turner took shots at him saying that he knows he's protected by that team and stuff. There's something going on with that locker room, how they felt about Turner, and I think they're probably glad he's gone. I think the fans took a little bit of a cue from their star, Tyrese Halliburton, who clearly had no time for this guy.
Yeah, I know, but he's not even playing. Can you put that poll question up? Obviously, he's hurt. Poll question up. Poll, boo the tribute video.
Boo Manny.
Booing the tribute video. Classy or, I don't know, totally
Oh, those poor Pacers.
relevant, relatable, whatever.
By the way, Giannis hit at the buzzer last night, and they won that game.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Pacers.
Crazy Giannis story we'll get to after the break. Did you guys hear what happened off the court with Giannis?
Did
Don't
he have
spoil
another
it.
kid?
Don't spoil it.
Or
Who was the ASAP Rocky?
Found
I
a
don't
new
know.
brother.
I mean, it's a day that ends in Y. It seems like Giannis is creating quite a brood. Okay, we'll get to that in just a moment.
Procreating, man.
Lots to do. Got a crazy Giannis story for you in just a moment. And, well, looky here. More baseball fallout from the World Series.
Ooh.
The Dodgers parade was yesterday. We'll tell you about it next. MVP.
You're in a 5-minute break.
family is sister into my body my whole life growing up. I didn't have the wherewithal. What do you want from me? I'm a walking diabetic poster. I don't know what you want me to do. I didn't make myself that way. I'm drinking white powder for breakfast this morning, trying to lose 2 freaking pounds. And you know what's for lunch? Brown powder. Also, I can fit a damn shirt so my button don't pop in Pence's face on Saturday. Thank you. Thank you. This is what you've done to me. You made me break because you had to taunt me with being fat. I've been fat my whole life, been taunted. Don't make me strike back. I'll take it down loved ones, huh?
4 minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
by the internet again. Darn it. Well, actually, this one wasn't the internet. This was Giannis Antetokounmpo himself, who apparently was having a little fun with the media, Pearl. This is the other day where Giannis was noticed to have a black eye. We'll get back to football in a moment.
Okay.
Giannis had a black eye, and the reporters asked, so how'd you get that black eye? And he said, there was this guy that was about to snatch a purse from a lady. I went and grabbed him, and he kind of turned and elbowed me in the eye. Then I grabbed him and put him on the floor, took the purse, gave it to the lady, and I paid for her groceries. All fake.
Giannis got elbowed in the face by some commoner? I don't believe it.
I mean, Giannis is 7 feet tall.
That dude's enormous.
It'd be hard. I think the national average for men is like 5'10".
Who was trying to steal the purse? Victor Wembanyama?
Now, that'd be something.
What a random story.
But also, okay, first, we don't have the answer. How'd you get the black eye? Probably,
he's kind of handsome, huh?
Probably practice or something. But I don't know. Now the door's open for anything. Was it Mrs. Antetokounmpo?
Was it one of his many
Well,
brothers?
I'm not going to get into that.
No,
yeah,
I'm
maybe
just
they
saying
were.
Kids, they kick and scream. You never know what happened.
He does have 4 kids, all under the age of what, 4?
I think it could be the brothers roughhousing, like that movie with Step Brothers. I think they were fighting over a bunk bed. Look at
you think
Thanasis.
Thanasis lives in a bunk bed?
Yeah, no, I
He's
definitely
like
think.
6'10".
You don't think Giannis and Thanasis still share a bunk bed at this point in their life?
Oh my gosh, that's so
they're
hilarious.
super tight though.
His feet hanging over the edge, or it's too tall.
Yeah, I did not have on my bingo card today. There'd be a possibly misleading Giannis pickpocket story.
Well, he told it, so I'm like, oh, I got fooled. Then I realized, oh no, this actually came from his mouth. He thought he was being funny. To add in the pay for the groceries, man, you are really trying to make yourself the hero.
I mean, between this and then the Woj story, what's going on?
But I knew there was a
Woj
problem.
Story yesterday, I was devastated. That was fake. There was a report. We talked about Woj yesterday for some reason. Oh, because St. Bonaventure was playing during the show.
The Fighting Wojs.
Right, the Fighting Wojs. Adrian Wojnarowski, obviously, the NBA newsbreaker, has completely quit the business, walked away from, what was he making, $8 million a year, something crazy at ESPN. Quit the business, Pearl, has not broken a story in nearly a year. He's now the general manager of his alma mater, St. Bonaventure Bonnies.
Olean.
And they had their season opener yesterday. They won narrowly, and there was a story that he was cursing out the officials. I totally bought it.
Yeah, why would you? Who would make that up? What kind of genius somebody did?
Yeah, it's
but
like
it was great.
Scorsese level creativity.
You know what threw me off too was the person's Twitter account then had like a recap of like the game that was real. So I was like, oh, this person clearly covers St. Bonaventure basketball, so like it can't be fake. And of course it was.
Yeah, so Giannis made up a story. Now this reporter's making up a story. Isn't real life weird enough? Do we actually have to make stuff up?
There was a time where we only did this on April Fools. Now every day is April Fools. Thanks, idiots.
I know the site that's gotten you the most, Maggie, because it's gotten me too.
Ballsack?
Nope.
Central, NBA Central.
Nope. Oh, that one is good too. They're actually hysterically funny. No 3 Sports, which is a flip on 3 Sports, is this new website with our buddy Andy Staples that covers college football. No 3 Sports is brilliant at coming up with headlines that are close enough to true that you buy them every time. And it looks exactly like On 3. I know you've fallen for them. I've fallen for them. We've all fallen through No 3 Sports.
I'll tell you which one I fell for. Again, this is a completely fake story. This is fake, but I fell for it, and I texted the group. I was like, oh, my gosh, can you believe it? And it was that, was it not Harold Landry, who was the guy from LSU?
Harold Perkins, yeah.
Perkins,
I was sitting out the year.
After Brian Kelly got fired, he's now sitting out the year. Again, this is fake, all fake, and I texted it to EJ.
Yeah, I think they might have broken the Hugh Freeze story. I don't even know. They had They had the weird. Sometimes it feels like they're breaking news. Am I crazy, EJ?
Okay. Yeah. So this is the other thing. Why do we have to make stuff up when the regular stories are just as good? So we have a Hugh Freeze story that part of the reason why he got fired from Auburn is not just because of how dreadful they were in the 3 years that he was the head coach, but he's so obsessed with golf that he would show up to the golf course with no clubs.
Come on, man.
Just to watch other people play golf.
Okay.
I mean, have you had the shrimp cocktail at the country club? I mean, it's fantastic, Maggie.
But, like, this is why golf's on TV. You can watch professional golf.
He's an idiot and a fool.
Listen, there are guys who go to Venice Beach and just watch the guys play basketball up and down. That's all they do. They just sit there. They go to Rucker. They go to West 4th Street
in New
York
York City.
Yeah, but
it's not J.J. Redick. It's not the coach of the Lakers doesn't
it's
do
just
that.
Love of the game.
Yeah.
Love of the game.
By the way, so No 3 did break Hugh Freeze was going to be fired as a parody because they also took one of the reporters' names from On 3 and created a fake account with him. He broke that Hugh Freeze was going to be fired the next day. So the parody is sometimes real, which makes it even harder to determine.
It's a minefield out there. Throw in all these credit card scams and banking scams and all of that, and it just feels like the walls are closing in. What is real? What is fake?
Yes, getting scammed is the equivalent of a fake story in sports.
How many new credit cards I've had to get in the last 6 months? It's an abomination.
You're in a 5-minute break.
I think it's time to play Gloria Karaoke. Pete the Body Bilotti, cue the music.
Gloria, you're always on the run now, running after somebody. You gotta get him somehow. I think you gotta slow down before you start to blow it. I think you're headed for a breakdown, so be careful not to show it. You really don't remember. Wasn't something that he said. All the voices in your head calling Gloria, Gloria. Don't you think you're falling? If everybody wants you, why isn't anybody calling? You don't have to answer. Leave them hanging on the line. Oh, calling. Oh, calling Gloria. Gloria, Gloria. I think they got your number. Calling those cows, Gloria. I think you got the alias, Gloria, that you've been living under, Gloria. But you really don't remember. Was it something that they said? All the voices in your head. Call it Gloria! Gloria!
Oh, God.
How's it gonna go down? Will you meet him on the main line? Or will you catch him on the rebound? Will you marry for the money? Take a lover in the afternoon. I feel like your innocence slipping away. Don't you believe it's coming back soon, Gloria? And you really don't remember. Was it something that he said? All the voices in your head. Call it Gloria. Gloria. Okay.
One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Shotgun snap, four-man rush, moves up in the pocket, short line drive throw. It's caught by the tight end, Ferguson, 35, hit at the 30. The ball is loose, it bounces, it's picked up by Buda Baker. Vacuums it in on the near sideline. The ball was bouncing and flying and finally reeled in at the 26-yard line of Arizona.
Thank you to Kevin Harlan on Westwood 1. Yeah, that was a big turnover. 3 in total for the Dallas Cowboys last night, and you turn the ball over, Pearl, you're going to lose. 27-17 is the final score. Dallas drops to 3-5-1 on the season. Cardinals also at 3-5. But this one was shocking on a few levels. First of all, it's not that Arizona's a bad team. They actually are in all these games. Yeah. They had lost all their games by 4 points or less. They are live in every game. And with Jacoby Brissett, they're way better on offense. But for Dallas, this should have been a good matchup for them because they are this awesome offense. You mentioned at home.
They're able to score 40 points a game or something at home.
I mean, look at what they did to the Packers. Do we think that the Packers defense is that much better than Arizona? Those teams played each other pretty tightly. So I just, I was really surprised that Arizona seemed to dominate this game. Again, final score 27-17, but it felt like Arizona was in control this entire game.
Yeah, I mean, the problem was they couldn't protect Dak. For some reason, the offense didn't look as comfortable. Dak was not comfortable. He still made some plays. Let's talk about Jacoby Brissett, though. That was bad luck for Dallas that Jacoby Brissett was out there, which is so funny because
explain.
He's so clearly better than Kyler Murray. There's just no doubt about it. He can actually throw to the middle of the field. There's so many things that Jacoby Brissett can do that Kyler Murray can't do to run the offense. So, and then Dallas, there was a critical plays. Actually, Bogues played a soundbite. 4th and goal early in the game failed. Then they had another 4th down that failed. A couple plays here and there. But overall, I think it's because of some injuries, but their O-line just could not hold up to the Cardinals' defensive line. And that was the story of the game. Dak is amazing when you give him any time whatsoever. But if you get him off his spot enough, then it's hard for them to run that offense.
Yeah, he tweaked an ankle early in the game and then had to play through it at the end. Maybe he didn't have enough on his throws because there were a couple lollipops out there that was not really
absolutely
not characteristic of Dak Prescott. Again, it wasn't like he was hobbling around out there. It wasn't like Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, but maybe that did impact him a little bit.
We also heard Josh Sweat's name a lot. The pass rusher on the Cardinals felt like, they would go after a missed throw, they would show Josh Sweat just abuse his man and get to Dak. Dak did not have the time he wanted.
Pearl, Calais Campbell closed out the game for them. He's 39 years old.
He's still good, though.
I know. Manny, can I hear cut 8, please? Here's Dak Prescott say the stats don't matter. The Cowboys got dominated last night.
Games, plays, stats, none of that's done on paper. You've got to go out there and you've got to earn it that night with everything taken into account, and they kicked our ass.
Yep. That's about it. And so meanwhile, the question that I have and what I feel very confident in is that this is Jerry Jones' most embarrassing year. And
a lot of competition.
With recent years, I get it. But this is a year that started with a documentary touting how amazing Jerry is by himself and all the risks that he's taken and how he's such an innovator and, how he helped grow the league and all of that and grow the Cowboys. Well, that's all well and good, but that was 30 years ago. And, living in the past, a little trip down memory lane. And Pearl, you even said you think that he's trying to recreate the 90s Cowboys. Well, different time and quite frankly, just not as good as those 90s Cowboys were. Don't have nearly the amount of, dogs on defense because a lot of injuries. Yeah. And to be honest, I think this has all been embarrassing for Jerry. All the Micah Parsons stuff has been embarrassing. Whether or not you wanted Micah Parsons on this Dallas team or not, the process was completely flawed in how you trade a player of that magnitude. And now here they are, made a trade yesterday, teased a trade. We're trading for someone we can't tell you who it is Today we find out it's the recently benched Logan Wilson, the linebacker from the Cincinnati Bengals, for a 7th-round pick.
So, in a sense, he's trying to recreate one part of the 90s Cowboys. The 90s Cowboys had an amazing offensive line. They were all crazy as all get out, famously, but they were amazing. Then in 2010s, he had this incredible offensive line, made some of the greatest picks in franchise history, famously did not draft Johnny Manziel so he could get, I think it was Zach Martin. And now he has used every first-round pick on offensive line. He's like, this is how you win football. You have a wall up front. And then, but the problem is they're just a little too young, a little too injured. And that formula has worked to some extent, but the defense, you're right, they totally neglected it. They let Micah Parsons go. They had untimely injuries. Even Deron Bland, their star cornerback, has been hurt. Trayvon Diggs has been hurt. DeMarvion Overshawn, their budding star, went down. I guess he's going to come back. It's just a comedy of errors on defense. We forgot, by the way, we were talking about Dak to start there. The defense was awful last night. Can we also say that? They just failed to tackle again and again. Cardinals are on their 3rd and 4th string running back, and they looked like Walter Payton. They were unbelievable last night.
I know. And Brissett, I said, looked like Dan Marino in the first half. Like, that guy couldn't miss.
How about the play after the halftime when Michael Wilson caught the ball and ran for 50 yards downfield, the Cardinals receiver? That looked like they were playing like a good high school team against a bad high school team.
And obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. with a big night. 7 catches on 10 targets for 96 yards and a touchdown on a day when an article came out on ESPN of Marvin Harrison Sr. calling out the Arizona Cardinals offense. And I'll paraphrase for you. He basically said, if you took me, Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison Sr., and put me on this Arizona team right now, Canton would call and ask for my gold jacket back. Basically implying that nobody can succeed. If I couldn't succeed on this offense, nobody can succeed in this offense. And then his son went out and had a really big night.
Yeah.
But there's a couple other reasons why this is embarrassing for Jerry. Like, you know, and I'm not trying to kick a guy while he's down, but to me, this is just all of the, like, the normal BS you're used to with Jerry Jones. And it's almost like added BS on the top because you had this drawn out Micah Parsons will they, won't they? And usually that ends with Jerry actually keeping the talent, you know? And instead he decides to trade him away and you get Kenny Clark, fine, but you got nothing else to help you this season when you have the highest paid quarterback in the league by average annual value. It just, it's embarrassing because I feel like he tried to call his shot earlier this year with that documentary. Remember how awesome I am. Remember how great I am. And now what we're watching in real time is just wildly disappointing.
Wildly disappointing. I mean, listen, nobody had the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl this year. Everyone knew this was going to be kind of a down year, a little bit, right? I mean, I guess maybe they raised their hope this year. Would you consider this one of the massive disappointments around the NFL? Because I think they came in at 7.5, 8 win total.
That's
like
fine.
we knew the defense was going to stick. They just traded Micah Parsons for draft picks, so you could also turn that on its head and say, well, they're building for the future as well. They're admitting that there's at least a partial rebuild.
Well, that's then bass backwards to me because you do that while Dak Prescott's in his prime when you're paying him all this money and you make the trade for George Pickens. Now you're going to do the will they, won't they play Pickens, who, by the way, they couldn't find for 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden the 4th quarter he starts being awesome and moving the ball.
Guys. He fumbled, but yeah.
He was great. Ended up fumbling. They recovered, right? And then he also gets a personal foul penalty. And it's like we were just, not to like pounce on it, but you're almost waiting for him to have a boneheaded play like that. And it was a weak penalty. I'll give you that. But it is a point of emphasis with the league. You cannot taunt guys.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, okay.
That's on you.
They need to rebuild the defense. They really need, and they shouldn't pay any more of these guys. They just need to get young and physical and fast on defense. I don't exactly know how to do it, Maggie, but those draft picks are going to help. If they take another offensive lineman, by the way, they should be kicked out of the league. They need to go. And if for somehow Caleb Downs falls to them, the Ohio State safety, like they need defensive young stars. And then I'm fine with the offense. Even last night, the offense moved the ball. They just weren't able to punch it in.
Yep.
And I think Javonte Williams is a revelation. He's only 25, by the way. He feels a lot older than that. Former Broncos running back who is really killing it this year for the Cowboys. So it's all about rebuilding this defense. I understand what you're saying. They kind of raised their own expectations this year by being so good on offense. But let's be realistic. It is time. They haven't really rebuilt in a long time. When's the last time they really ripped the Band-Aid? And they're not
doing that now.
They're not going to do it on offense, but they have to rebuild that defense from ground zero.
Yeah, and do you want Matt Eberflus to be doing that? 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. He's the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. Sean is in Oregon. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, you guys. Thanks for taking my call. I want to say that this is what happens on a first-year head coach half the time. It just don't work out. People can say what they want about Mike McCarthy and his playoff record, but the man won games.
Yeah.
And with Micah Parsons, Jerry's making an example out of him on what happens when you try to play hardball with Jerry Jones. And he just ain't going to tolerate him anymore. He's an old man. Have a great day, you guys.
Sean, thank you.
Thanks, Sean. But Jerry's given in to hardball before, though.
He usually does. This is all usually theater, and then he ends up paying guys at the top of the market. Happened with Dak twice. Happened with CeeDee Lamb.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Happened with Ezekiel Elliott back in
But
the
I
day.
think the difference, though, is this one, the player/agent were embarrassing him. The players making comments, the players laying on tables, the agents making public comments. This was different than with Dak or with CeeDee Lamb, where those guys were radio silent. Dak showed up to training camp and just acted like everything was normal. This was a little different. I do think there was some aspect of, this guy's actually going to embarrass me. Okay, watch this.
I haven't seen CeeDee Lamb say or do anything since his girlfriend hit his phone at the draft night. Like, CeeDee Lamb says nothing, right? I mean, maybe I'm missing some CeeDee Lamb interviews, but EJ brings up a good point. He's so low key where Micah is so vocal. Maybe that's the difference in the dynamic, because you're right. Usually he pays him.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So on the poll question here, is this Jerry Jones' most embarrassing year? 72% of the public is with me on this one. And Pearl, I know you're. I think just a lot of years run together for you. You're like, how do you pick this year out of all the other years that have been embarrassing?
Yeah, I think here's a question. Is it different? Is he slipping, as an owner? Is he making mistakes that are really going to cripple the franchise now? Or is he just sort of making bad judgment calls? I'm not really sure how to evaluate it. I mean, I guess we have to see how the season ends up.
And I think, to EJ's point before and Sean's point before, it depends how you saw that Micah Parsons negotiation. Was it because Jerry actually did not want to pay Micah Parsons because he doesn't help the run defense get any better? Or is it because he got in his feelings because the agent was not going to lay down, the player was not going to agree to some, handshake deal in a meeting that he didn't know he was he didn't realize what was going on in the meeting, according to Micah Parsons.
It's funny, too. Obviously, Jerry Jones was waiting for Micah to have a bad game because Micah got no pressures. I think maybe the first time in his career, couldn't get anywhere near Bryce Young because the Panthers never threw the ball.
Right.
So I think Jerry saw a bad game, Packers lose, this is my time to sort of talk big, and then they lost the game.
Oh, boy. Cowboy fans, is this as embarrassed as you've ever been? Let's go to Jim, who's in South Carolina, wants to talk about college football and the Heisman race. Good morning, Jim.
Hey, good morning. Great show as always. Hey, I just want to know why no one is talking about Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. I know that all the Heisman hype is always around quarterbacks, but you've got a player who literally is the best college football player this year, and no pun intended, not getting a whole lot of love. And he's putting up gaudy numbers.
Can I say, Jim, I'm a don't draft a running back high guy. I will use the first overall pick on Jeremiah Love. I love that man. He's a combination of Reggie Bush and Derrick Henry. Let's go. I'm with you, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim, I think here's the reason why, and you're not wrong. Jeremiah Love is awesome, but I think anyone who could have possibly been considered in a Heisman race for Notre Dame, I think it's hard when you start off the season 0-2, even though the loss to Miami and the loss to A&M were extremely as close as could be, and it looks like Texas A&M is one of the best teams in the country. So I'm not faulting him for that. And Love still ran for over 100, almost 100 yards, 90 plus yards against Texas A&M.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to kill him. I think because they're going to be in the playoff, right? So I think that record's fine. I mean, the problem is he needs so many yards to actually break through because they don't give it to running backs anymore.
Right, but what I was going to say from that is you had the highest profile games to start the season, and they lose in those games, even though he's not the problem.
Oh, it's the visibility of it, you're saying.
Exactly. Then, okay, you get great against Purdue and Arkansas and Boise and NC State. Then you play USC, great game, right? He rushes for 228 yards against the Trojans. But what's USC really doing? It's like, you always talk about that Notre Dame schedule is just not
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't have enough teeth.
They have the ACC schedule, but they never get the good ACC. Anyway, they get a lot.
But this year, kudos to them. They took on Miami and they took on Texas A&M, which they've done they played at A&M last year and won. And this year they got them at home and they lost. But I just think that people look at that Notre Dame schedule and they love it because it means Notre Dame's going to be there for the college football playoff and they're a big fan base and we love, either rooting for them or against them. Yeah. But I think it's hard for guys to get Heisman love.
I'm not sure. I think the problem is to get the Heisman and the running back. I think you got to get Rashaan Salam. I'm looking at some stats. Had over 2,000 yards. It's very rare nowadays. And Love's at 894 right now through the season. So I don't think he can even approach 2K. Because also too, they have multiple running backs and they're obviously. Yeah. They're playing nobody, so why wear him out? I would save him for the playoff. Yeah, he's fantastic. I think you could also have a big draft debate about him, too, because, again, Ashton Genty, last year's big star, went number 6 overall, and it turned out to be a terrible pick because the Raiders didn't need a running back. I think that's going to be the debate around him, too. But absolutely deserves Heisman consideration, Jeremiah Love. There's no doubt about that.
888-710-4ISN. Okay, lots to do, including we've got some sound for you from the Dodgers parade yesterday. It looked pretty wild. And asking you this question about the Toronto Blue Jays, because I saw a little of this yesterday, Pearl, and we were so busy breaking down the actual games yesterday. I don't know if we gave enough attention to this question. Was that the worst loss we've ever seen in sports? And I have a reason why I think the answer could be yes, not to be a prisoner of the moment. But we'll get to that in just a moment. It's the Maggie Perloff Show.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
My teammates have been pretty humble, but I think it's time to talk that shit. Everybody's been asking questions about a dynasty. How about 3 and 6 years? How about a back-to-back? Yes! We're a mother effing dynasty, baby!
I love that he censored himself on the last part. That was Kike Hernandez yesterday. Dodgers now, well, he was the great Dodger, now maybe legendary Dodger. Dodgers are indeed a dynasty, according to Kike Perloff.
Well, I mean, that's obviously a ding. Calling yourself a dynasty is ridiculous. Like, dynasty is something other people call you. You don't call yourself a dynasty.
Well, he said his teammates are too humble.
Well,
so he's got to be the guy who's got to stand out in front and talk that bleep.
Yeah, it's just, nerdy people in the media call you a dynasty, not yourself. I'm a dynasty. That's like kind of lame, right?
I don't know. I can understand why everyone felt like they were on one yesterday. Obviously, had the Kendrick Lamar going big time. And I said, I think this is now the new LA anthem, right? I mean, move over Tupac, move over Randy Newman.
Totally, absolutely. But it's kind of like LeBron telling us he's better than Michael Jordan. Like, it's just weak. You things that should be ascribed to you from the outside, you don't do yourself. But Kiki's so emotional. Like, he's amazing. Like, every time he got out, he acted like his best friend just died. Like, I can not fault that guy. He's the most competitive person on both teams in that whole series. But to say we're a dynasty, kind of lame.
What's a Ryan Newman?
A Randy Newman.
Ryan Newman's a race car driver.
Ryan Newman's at Manny Tires. You might have run across him when you do your NASCAR reads.
Who's Randy Newman?
He's the guy who sings "L.A. We love it."
The song "I Love L.A." He also
plays at a lot of sporting events.
The Lakers, any Lakers win, they played after every game. It's
Manny,
like Frank Sinatra for the Yankees.
Have you seen Toy Story?
Oh yeah, of course.
He also sings "You Got a Friend in Me."
Oh, you should have led with that.
There we go. Okay. I have no problem with Kike Hernandez calling themselves a dynasty. You want to know why? Because I think they are a dynasty. And I do think, even though I don't love the 2020 World Series because it was a 60-game World Series, I mean, how much more do the Dodgers have to, how much more do they have to do? I guess you would probably say they have to win another one, but they've won the NL West 12 out of the last 13 years. They've made the playoffs for 13 straight years, and they've made the World Series 5 times since 2017. And now they've won back-to-back in 3 and 5 years. I don't know. Kind of feels like it applies.
So any back-to-back champion team is a dynasty in your opinion then?
So I was actually thinking about that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe nowadays in certain sports we have to start just saying back-to-backs feel like dynasties, because I don't love it, but maybe in baseball where it feels like it is, extremely hard. I'm not saying it's easy
Yeah, it's
in
been
other
25
sports.
years since someone repeated.
But maybe Florida Panthers going back to back when
Yeah.
Tampa Bay did it. I think we have to maybe expand our definition. And then you have teams like the Chiefs and you have teams like the Warriors where it's no doubt, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Those were definite dynasties.
I don't know. In the salary cap era, like even every time you say the word dynasty, like you have to put a little modifier on it. They're a modern dynasty. So is it really a dynasty if it's a modern dynasty? I mean, come on. We know it's really the cap for doing most of this, and less so in baseball. Thank you, deferred money for the Dodgers. Yeah, I'm not buying dynasty yet. Yeah, they're amazing. Obviously, the most talented team. They have about how many MVPs and how many Cy Young Award winners. They're great. But I still think if you're looking at a third in a row, which was talked about yesterday, you still feel like they're going to need about 900 things to go right and 4 lucky bounces and 7 lucky things. Like that is that the Yankees of the 50s? No, of course not.
Yeah, I mean, so different though, right? And they were talking three-peat yesterday, so you can get ready for all of that chatter. Did not work well for the Chiefs, so I don't know if I would have gone down that path, but I think everyone had the booze flowing yesterday, and they were feeling really good. Now, I do want to give a little bit of a silver lining here to Toronto Blue Jays fans. This is coming from Darren Ravel. I had not seen this until this morning. A Canadian resident named Eric, who lives 60 miles northwest of Toronto, won the Blue Jays 50-50 raffle, which was aggregated over 4 World Series games. Eric of Canada is going home with $25 million tax-free.
What?
Yeah,
Eric from
that's not
Canada?
bad.
What a shocker, though, by the way. Eric from Canada.
Spells it A-R-I-C. What?
I hate the way I hate that Eric spelling. It's either E-R-I-C or E-R-I-C-K. That's it.
I think it's like the Vikings.
So Eric
like
Armstead,
Nordic.
he's one of those, right?
A-R-I-K, Eric Armstead.
No, the Vikings, Eric.
Spell
That's
it
not how you
like
spell it.
Leif
That's
Erikson?
an E too.
Maybe.
Spell your name correctly.
Well, whatever, Manny. Anyway, this is the one Toronto Blue Jays fan who has a reason to smile today. You get $25 million tax-free because of that 50-50.
American dollars.
What do you think of Jeff with a G, Manny? Geoff?
No, I hate that. Geoff is one of the worst names in the history of mankind.
Literally my brother's name.
That's awful.
Literally
No
my
way.
brother's name.
Your brother is a Geoff?
Yes, guys. And I'm disappointed that you all didn't know that.
Tell him he has to
been on the
go.
show.
He has to go to the American consulate in Mexico and try to get that changed because that's unacceptable.
Listen, my brother's got more talent in his pinky finger than the entire show.
That's
mean,
wonderful.
facts.
That's wonderful. You got your name is spelled wrong.
Well,
How sedated were your parents that they spelled his name incorrectly? It's Jeff.
Not for Jeff Gray, it's not. Geoff.
It's Jeff.
Put that
Gray.
in your pipe and smoke it.
Did he get bullied on the playground?
He
for
must
that?
have.
No, my brother was a president of the school. He's the most popular guy in town.
Jesus.
I know. This
Did
is
you
this is what
relax about
happens
your
when you
brother
when you
here?
have Riz. So here's the
Your
other
brother
part.
Donald Trump? What's happening here?
Donald Trump would be checkmated by Jeff Gray. He's Chuck Norris as far as I'm concerned. But here's the thing. Toronto Blue Jays, good for Eric with an A, that he won $25 million tax-free. But I think it's time to start asking whether this was the worst loss in the history of sports. Now, I, as a Buffalo Bill fan, I think I have a PhD in bad losses, and I understand how terrible it can go at any moment. But that's also one game. It's 3.5 hours of agony, okay? Losing Super Bowls, all that stuff, Pearl. This was 48 hours of, like, pure hell, if you're a Toronto fan. First of all, to have the worst losses in history, I think it has to be a series. It can't just be a standalone game. I know EJ's Miami Hurricanes got, like, hosed in a call against Ohio State, but that was one game, okay? And those guys all went on to be rich and famous in the NFL. I think it's got to be a series, and it's got to have a painful Game 6 and a Game 7. So, like, obviously we have a lot of Mets fans around here, and Mets, Red Sox, 1986, Bill Buckner, right? This is painful for him. But was it I guess it was a painful 48 hours. It was actually 72 hours because it was a rain delay at one point. The game got rained out back in the 80s. But don't you agree with me? It has to be a 7-game series, and I don't want to be prisoner of the moment, but I think the Blue Jays, this loss may qualify for worst ever.
Nah. I mean, C-Web timeout jumps to mind.
But again, that's the championship game. Those guys all went on to the
Russell
NBA
Wilson
mostly.
interception at the goal
He already
line.
had won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Guardians, by the way, that one jumps to mind.
That was a bad one. But that
because that
wasn't
65-year drought or whatever it was at that time.
But that wasn't 2 days of agony.
Yeah,
right?
I still think those are more probably. I mean, C-Web is always going to be more famous. I understand. I totally agree with you. It's like a very, very difficult It's the worst way to lose, and baseball's the worst sport to lose in. But still, like, if you're looking at the worst loss ever, it doesn't top the list.
Okay, can I have another thing that might change your mind? So C-Webb, Bill Buckner, these guys who are associated, Jean Van de Velde, like these guys who are associated where it's just one guy who ends up wearing the loss. How many people are wearing this loss for the Blue Jays? 10?
Well, I mean, are they wearing the loss or like who's wearing the loss? What do you mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't just have one guy who can say you screwed it up. Are we saying Shane Bieber, it's your fault? Or are we saying Jeff Hoffman, Shane Bieber, it's your fault? Are we saying John Schneider, it's your fault? Are we saying that it's,
Saying kind of bad luck.
IKF because he didn't take a bigger lead off the third, even though the third base coach told him not to? Like, it's so spread out on how this, like, is it Dalton Varsho who couldn't get a hit? Who actually wears this loss? It's very different. I think more painful when the team wears it as opposed to Bill Buckner or C-Webb, and one person kind of takes all the shrapnel.
But why is that more painful? I don't.
So for the fans, totally spread out. No,
Oh, you can't find a
can't
a
point at
scapegoat.
one person unless the people are pointing at John Schneider.
There's no Steve Bartman.
There's no Bartman. Right. Exactly. And he didn't even play for the team.
But I mean, he's a scapegoat, right? Like I think. Yeah, I think that I don't know. I think that maybe makes it less painful because it's a team loss.
Yeah, I know.
To me, like in a way, like I think about it, like, well, you win as a team as you lose as a team, and I think you can almost accept that. When it is just Steve Bartman, or for Mets fans, Aaron Howman, like when you have those guys, you can point to and be like, oh, that guy gave up that home run or made that dumb play. I think it's more painful because like if that guy wasn't on the team or that guy just did his job one day, then maybe things would be different. Now, for the Blue Jays, they're going to have to ask, the third base coach, did he do his job? Did IKF do his job? Did Hoffman? Did Bieber? There are a lot of guys who came up short.
But I also think it was bad luck, too. The ball got caught
There's that,
unusually between the fence and the ground, like little things like that. There was a lot of and a guy hits a line drive that could have dropped but didn't drop it. It's a double play to end game 6. Felt like there was luck, too. I almost feel like, I do agree, there's definitely no singular scapegoat. But you can point to, man, we just got a few bad breaks that were about the universe, not about any particular person. The base running was ridiculous.
You think Vlad Guerrero Jr. is thinking that this morning? Do you think he
well,
thinks
you said
it's
for
the
the
universe?
You're talking about the fans, though, not the players.
Well, it's probably a little
I mean,
combination.
those guys, they all have $300 million. They'll be fine. Pros don't care as much as we do.
Yeah, well, because they actually can influence the outcome of the game.
Yeah, they have more control. They have more control. But also, they also have more money than any human deserves, so they're fine. Anyway, but I do think it was a brutal fall. I have a friend who's a Toronto fan. It was brutal. I was actually worried, like, this is really going to affect this person. It's the worst one that I remember, but I feel like, by the way, I'm hearing a lot of not to be a prisoner of the moment from you, which makes me think that maybe you're being a prisoner of the moment.
No, if I say it, that it's like no offense. If I say no offense before I make an offensive comment, then I wash it away.
I feel like
we're in a safe spot.
I feel like we're at ESPN and it's a heartfelt apology, like the 14th heartfelt apology.
What am I, Ryan Clark? No.
I just think like, you mean HFA, heartfelt apology? You are not, what is not to be prisoner of the moment? Not.
Listen, okay.
NT something.
Yeah.
The acronym for not prisoner of the moment.
But I totally get it because it's hard to remember anything that feels as brutal as this Blue Jays loss is.
And as crazy as a win as it was for the Dodgers.
But there are 150 years of baseball going back to Lefty LaRue in 1887. What about that one?
Oh, I remember that season for Lefty.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Went up in smoke. He'll never live it down.
No, because he smoked 3 packs a day.
I was going to say with the rest of the guys down at the Iron Smelt. I don't know. I feel like this is bad. And believe me, I know bad losses. You guys want to throw them in my face. My teams have lost every which way you can possibly lose. And I just think this was painful because I don't remember 48 hours of pain.
Yeah. I think it makes top 10 lists. I'm not going to go number 1. Again, Bill Buckner, that hurt. That hurt for a long time because not only did they lose the game. Yeah, exactly. You got to put it in historical context. Until 2004, that was just like, man, we are a cursed franchise. At least the Blue Jays have won in 1993.
They have 2. 92, 93.
Now, yeah, at least they have 2 titles. So I think that it's definitely top 10. I will give you that for sure.
32 years ago. I mean, it was a long time ago. Anyway, let's get to Bogusch. Bogues, what do you think? Worst loss of all time? Does it make a claim?
Oh, it makes a claim. And I think your logic is very sound in that because it's a slow death. It's not just a one game.
A lot of paper cuts.
Right. And they're up 3-2. And then game 6 happens. It ends the way it does. They have the lead for as long as they did in game 7. They could have, should have won. before the Dodgers did. I mean, it just
Guy hits a home run who hasn't hit a home run since mid-September. Like, it's brutal.
You're waiting for Shohei to come up and hit the tying home run, and Miguel Rojas beats him to it. It doesn't make it. I mean, I was just looking, so I had it in front of me again, MLB.com yesterday, using a metric called championship win probability.
I saw that.
3 of the 12 most impactful game plays ever happened in Game 7 in terms of swinging the win probability in that kind of late stage. So, I mean, the game itself was nuts, and the loss is just excruciating.
I learned about that win probability. I also learned about something yesterday called a golden pitch. I did not know what that was. A golden pitch.
You mean the rule proposal about the golden? Oh, not the golden, not the golden batter. Sorry.
No.
That's a real thing.
Is that a Stu Gatza thing? I think, right? That he wanted the golden batter.
No.
But also, they're talking about it.
Manfred proposed it. I think.
Oh, really?
Well, not like floated it. Not proposed it. It's not an actual thing under consideration.
So the golden bat would be basically you can pinch hit anybody who's already in the lineup at a like
you could just say,
or later.
I want Shohei to hit here.
Right.
Even though it's not his turn.
Is it 8th inning or later? Or
that
no?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The golden pitch turns out, and I'll look this up to make sure I'm getting it 100% right, is a pitch where the outcome of the game hinges on one pitch.
Okay, so it's more of an observation. It's not an actual rule change because they're changing everything in baseball.
No, it's a metric.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it's the Society of American Baseball Research, golden pitches.
Yeah, I'm reading this here. By definition, under the current best-of-7 World Series format, a golden pitch can only be thrown in a Game 7 of the World Series and only in the bottom of the 9th inning when the road team has the lead, or in the bottom of the extra inning if the road team scores on the top.
So how many have there been?
I don't know.
It's a really long article.
There are a couple. Yeah, there's been some close ones. There aren't many though. I think 7 times it's been thrown. I guess now 8. I guess technically because I guess Hoffman would count as 8. But 1912, 1926, 1962, 1972, 1997, 01, and 2014.
But that's not even playoffs, right? Are we talking about all? I think if you did playoffs, it would probably be obviously way
playoffs
fewer.
Is more. This is I believe just World Series.
Right.
Because this rule goes by the World Series.
I'm sorry. So of course, duh. Interesting, right? Golden pitch. Didn't know about that till yesterday.
There's a lot of tension. We're talking about where you put this history. I mean, can you imagine just so many things in that series could have gone 1 inch to the left or 1 inch to the right, and the Blue Jays are champions.
And there's still so much back and forth about Isaiah Falefa's lead, whether it was right or wrong.
I was saying, they're the worst base running team ever. And they got caught so many times on the bases. They're the scrappy underdog. You can't be loose on the bases.
But they also made so many plays on the bases defensively too. They were good getting the Dodgers at times. I mean, you had 2 bases loaded situations in Game 7 alone. Both teams got out of jams.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but I mean, they gave away so many runs on the base pass. I think.
And I know. There probably weren't a lot of options, but there was no one else faster than IKF that they could have put in to pinch run. Even that to me was I don't think of IKF as a burner.
But he's been the Bo Bichette backup this whole time.
Right, but he's going to come in on defense anyway. So in theory, you just have another guy come in, pinch run, and then take him out and put IKF in for defense. I was surprised they didn't have another faster guy.
To run for Bichette in the first place?
Yeah, exactly. If we know you have Bichette, who's once he goes on the base path late in the game, he's cooked. Have a guy on the roster that's just a speed guy.
Yeah, maybe they feel like whoever it is a butcher or something. They can't put him in the field.
We also saw them pinch run Vlad earlier in the series, and that also killed them.
Yeah, I just remember the image to me is David Schneider being about 14 feet away from home plate for the
That was a bad idea.
He's not your burner.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of a slow team too.
Yeah.
We've been trying, switching to football, to translate what Jerry Jones said yesterday about the Cowboys making moves before today's trade deadline. Apparently, he was hinting at Bengals linebacker Logan Wilson. He's reportedly coming from Cincy for a 7th-round pick. This move happening the morning after the Cowboys dropped to 3-5-1.
Prescott gasping for air. Shotgun snap. Arizona 37 dumps it off to Williams. Quickly tackled on the near sideline. Ball jarred free. Loose. Cardinals have got it. Was the ball blown dead? Is it a fumble? Let's see.
I didn't hear a whistle. Did you hear?
The Cardinals have got it.
Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner on Westwood One. That's the last of the mistakes from the Cowboy offense in a 27-17 loss to the Cardinals in Dallas on Monday Night Football. There was also 3 failed 4th downs, 2 of them well inside scoring position. not to mention Dak Prescott getting sacked 5 times. The Cowboy defense let Jacoby Brissett produce 261 passing yards, 3 total touchdowns. The Cardinal offense has been better in Brissett's 3 consecutive starts. This win, snapping a 5-game skid, but Jonathan Gannon said postgame, Kyler Murray will start once he is healthy. We still don't know how long Jaden Daniels will miss because of Sunday night's elbow injury. Dan Quinn now taking the blame for his QB still being out there in a game that was already decided.
And that was going to be the last drive for a couple of guys, Jaden and Zach and Debo and LT. And so we're going to have any read run plays and meaning no carries, for the quarterback on a run. And honestly, man, that's where I missed it. Of course, he could scramble. It's Jaden. It's what he's special at. And that is 100% that's on me.
So why is he out there? If you're not playing full playbook, full effort, why is he out there at all? Like, once you're done going after the win, he's got to come off the field. Why is this weird, half-committed drive? Okay, he'll go out. He'll stay out there. We're not going to really do a lot of things to protect him. Just take him off the field.
I was just really surprised that Dan Quinn got this open and honest about it.
I think he had to. He had what else is he going to do? Everyone knows he's wrong.
Yeah, but just say we're turning the page. I don't know if I would admit this much because the season's gone really bad. I know he's got a lot of goodwill from being a good coach, I think, but last year getting the NFC Championship game, I don't know if I would have worn all this publicly.
I think he owed those fans almost like an apology. Like he really put their franchise at risk with that idiotic decision, which I think he now knows was a dumb decision.
Right.
Like, I think that there was a lot of red meat. I know it's not maybe the largest fan base, but I family members who Commanders fans. That was
they
that
used
was,
to be a large fan base.
Crazy, massive.
Dan Snyder almost.
I mean,
destroyed the whole thing.
I mean, it. And I saw former players being like, you could lose a locker room making a mistake like that.
The
Commanders.
And he did the weird, you never know what's going to happen answer Sunday night after the game. Like, he didn't take any responsibility really Sunday night. I think he had to do this yesterday.
I think he's trying to get
so wrong.
Get some rhythm going. I mean, Jaden hasn't been there forever, so kind of
try to get a score or something to build off of. But he did say they weren't going full pedal to the metal.
Right, but of course, Jaden Daniel, if he sees green grass, is going to run. By the way, I missed what happened with the MRI?
They still have not told us what's going on yet.
Crazy. Well, that's where we got to leave that. Coming up, I have finished my list of the top 5 things I want to shoot into the sun. So we get that. Also, I saw a headline, Pearl, and I had to read it 3 times just to make sure, A, that it was true, that I was reading the right thing, and that I wasn't getting tricked again. This one was really weird. We'll get to that, and we have so much more for you. Question now, was that Toronto Blue Jays loss the worst loss ever? 888-710-4ISN.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 3 minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Cowboys lose last night. Arizona Cardinals now 3-5-1 on the season, yet still wheeling and dealing. Jerry making a trade for Logan Wilson of the Cincinnati Bengals, the linebacker, for a 7th-round pick. So there you go. We'll get to the headline that shocked me more than anything in just a moment. But, Pearl, this one was a little surprising. You know, kind of got lost in the shuffle because it was a classic Friday sort of news dump thing. But the Miami Dolphins fired their general manager, Chris Greer, over the weekend. But in that story, not only are they keeping head coach Mike McDaniel, the weirdest guy alive, not only are they keeping him for the rest of the season, they're saying that he might actually be with the team even in the future, despite the fact that this season has completely gone off the rails.
It's so weird because every time you hear him talk, he sounds like Dead Man Walking, like he's resigned to his fate.
That was a miserable experience.
Right, like he's making a joke out of this because he knows he's not going to be back. I have no idea what's going on here. It doesn't make any sense. He has won football games. It's not like he's been Marty Morningwig in Detroit at 0-16. He's won football games, made the playoffs. So I get that, but there must be a relationship here that goes deeper. And I guess they blame the GM.
Because we're another day closer to
they
death.
have made some bad picks, probably.
Listen, they're totally right. And the GM, Chris Greer, you know, he was not good enough to justify how bad the roster has gotten, right? Like, and he's been there now for 3 head coaches, I want to say, Chris Greer.
But the roster's not necessarily bad on paper. There seems to be no chemistry with the roster. It's not that the players are bad. Something else is bad.
Yet Mike McDaniel, the head coach who you would think would be, responsible for getting the chemistry right, he gets to stay. And what it made me think was that probably means Tua is definitely staying, because we're looking at the Miami Dolphins potentially having the number 1 overall pick, number 2. You would think got to go quarterback here and got to try to figure out an exit ramp for Tua. But if you're going to stay with Mike McDaniel, maybe you're staying with Tua also, and maybe they're giving this another shot.
Well, I think you're on the hook for some money with Tua. That's probably why. I don't think there would be 1 or 2 pick at all. I feel like they could beat anybody on a given day. You have no idea what team is going to come out there. They might look awful or they might look really good. I mean, they whooped Atlanta, which was out of nowhere. I know. We'll see. Do they keep Bradley Chubb, who's getting healthier? Do they keep Jalen Waddle? I think they keep Waddle. I don't think anyone's giving up a first-round pick for Jalen Waddle. I don't think they're that bad. So now I think the owner's saying, hey, Mike McDaniel, you want to stay? Earn it here. Get these guys playing the right way. I know that you think that's a mistake, because why run it back even if they win 3 or 4 games?
Yeah, I just think that you're wasting everybody's time, quite frankly. And, for the fan base, they've got the paper bags over their head. And I know you don't want to make decisions solely based on the fans, but, I mean, aren't they the people who are buying your tickets? And I'm not saying you have to hire and fire everybody with what the fans say, because all fans want is a winner. I just don't know how you run this back and then put it out there and say, this is actually going to be a winning product this time around. And, it's funny because there's part of me that thinks we are too quick on firing coaches. And obviously we're a little too quick on giving up on quarterbacks, because look at Sam Darnold and look at Daniel Jones and Baker Mayfield. But those guys also had to mature, right? They had to get a lot better. And they were on some pretty bad teams. I mean, Baker made the playoffs, but for Darnold and Jones, for sure. I'm usually like, all right, it's gotten so out of hand with firing coaches and GMs just so quickly. Yeah. But in some cases, I almost want to like this move. Like, hey, you believe in Mike McDaniel. Why don't you invest in him? But I just think it's the wrong time to do that kind of thing.
Well, Tua is different than all the quarterbacks you just mentioned. When I say, what's the biggest issue with Tua Tagovailoa, what's the first thing that pops to your mind?
I don't believe he'll stay healthy.
Health. Yeah. Everybody. So, what is the long-term plan here? Because Tua almost retired. You got to remember, he said, I was inches away from walking away because of the concussion. So what are you really building with Tua? That's the other question. I understand, Sam Darnold came back and Daniel Jones and Geno Smith to some extent, but those are big, strong, 6'4" guys. I have trouble believing that you can really build a champion around Tua Tagovailoa because of his health. And it's nothing against him. Also, combined with his height and size, makes him more vulnerable on the health front. And we've had concussion expert Chris Nowinski on so many times. We know these are cumulative over time. So how can you build around that quarterback? It's something we've asked on the show many times, and I think it's a fair question.
But this could be a calculation that can be made with Mike McDaniel. Is we could talk about Tua. We know he's not going to be their long-term answer, even if he's there next year. If you're looking at the head coaching cycle, who would you rather have tutoring a young quarterback that you're bringing in? We just saw Brian Daboll, a very embattled head coach, get a young quarterback, and you remember, Brian Daboll actually knows a little bit about offensive football. Could Stephen Ross be looking at the landscape saying there's not going to be a better coach out there to tutor a young quarterback that we're trying to usher in? If they're number 4 right now, they could easily have the number 1 pick. That's definitely in play for them, especially if they keep knocking off all these players on their team and they just tank the rest of the year.
Yeah, they already traded Jalen Phillips to the Eagles.
Yeah, it could be them saying, listen, there's not guys out there that I want. I don't want to be Brian Callahan where I got a guy who's a buster trying to show a rookie the way. They might want to say Mike McDaniel's a good offensive coach. No. Let's get in a young quarterback and let's see what he does.
Okay, but the problem is he doesn't have, I don't think he's got the rest of the locker room, right? And so, yes, I know the quarterback's most important, but what about Cliff Kingsbury?
But I think those guys are going to be gone. I think I think the idea that the locker room is going to be basically turned over.
I see Dave Canales kicking butt in Carolina. It's going to mean Josh Grizzard, Tampa Bay gets a job. That's obvious. And the fact that Liam Cohen's good too. No, there's going to be a run on
Trevor
OC.
Lawrence has been terrible this year. I don't know if you
the defense has been
amazing. The team
is
good though.
Right, but I'm talking about the quarterback.
But I think there's going to be a lot of young offensive coordinators who get jobs. And it doesn't even, EJ, you're right. It doesn't even matter. They're just going to, owners convince themselves, offensive guys. You're just hired Adam Gase, for God's sakes.
Well, that was
I'm going to spit on my coffee when
a mistake
that was like an epic debacle.
A mistake that owners will make till the end of the time. They see a good offense, and it's hard to distinguish who's a genius behind it, and they'll hire that OC.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. The insane headline that I saw yesterday is going to have to wait just a moment or two. get back to what we saw Monday night. Is this the most embarrassing season that Jerry Jones has ever presided over? I say yes. MVP.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Empty backfield, 5 wide. Looking into the nickel. Jacoby Brissett in the gun. The snap, a 4-man rush. Winds up, throws end zone. Caught, touchdown McBride. Near side, inside the pylon. 3 yards deep in the end zone.
Thank you to Kevin Harlan on Westwood One. Trey McBride with that touchdown extended Arizona's lead 24-7. Final score 27-17. Down go the Cowboys on a day that, Jerry Jones was talking a really big game, Pearl. Stop me if you've heard that before. And that's what makes this all even more embarrassing. And I believe this is the most embarrassing year that Jerry Jones has ever had, because we started off the season with this documentary that was basically patting himself on the back for how innovative he is and the gambler that he is and all the winning. Well, meanwhile, you haven't been winning in 30 years. All of that is just hey, back in my day, or let me tell you about the time.
Yeah.
And that does absolutely nothing for Cowboy fans now. And then you did this will you, won't you with Micah Parsons. Okay, you trade him away. Even if you wanted him gone, the timing of it was ridiculous. Now you're still in a back and forth with Micah Parsons because you can't help yourself because you're a carnival barker. And meanwhile, the team is putting out an embarrassing product on Monday Night Football where even Troy Aikman, one of your golden boy players, says whatever trade you made, Jerry, you should just rescind it right now because nothing's going to help this team.
I got 2 words to counter all that. All in, Maggie. When you're all in, you're all in. Listen, they went out today and they made a bold move, getting Logan Wilson for a 7th-round pick.
That's going to change the season.
Yeah, I mean, you said the worst year ever, but isn't...
I said most embarrassing.
Right. But isn't this the same narrative around him all the time in previous years? Like, he's done a lot of this. I mean, remember he traded for Trey Lance and he traded for Jonathan Mingo? He just doesn't seem to... The funny thing is he's somewhat conservative after all this. Like, he won't really make any kind of bold moves.
Well, bold move to trade away Micah Parsons.
Yeah, but he's, again, like, there's something about, like, did you really expect him to go trade a first-round pick this year? Of course he's not. He never does that.
So a couple other things where I think this leads to the most embarrassing year for Jerry. Not just the documentary and now the team is not good and the defense is just terrible. We'll see. Maybe, listen, I'm trying let's not denigrate Logan Wilson. He didn't do anything. Like, he's going to get there. We'll see if he makes a difference in the linebacking core. Whatever. I just don't think this team is not one defensive player away. Maybe they get a little healthier, but at that point, is the season already over? They go into their bye week after this game. They come out, they play the Raiders. Okay, so that's a, sorry franchise right now. But then your Eagles, Kansas City, at Detroit, Minnesota, the Chargers. These are all teams with above 500 records. So here's my other thing. It all also felt like the whole coaching thing with the Cowboys. I know Mike McCarthy did not have a huge fan base in Dallas, but he did put together 12-win seasons. Dak Prescott did get the second sort of awesome life of his career after that devastating ankle injury. And it didn't even seem like the Cowboys were prepared to do a coaching search. That they interviewed 3 people. Yeah, cool. And 2 of them were one was in the building and Brian Schottenheimer, and the other was Kellen Moore, who had just been in the building, and then Robert Saleh, who you have to interview someone for the Rooney Rule.
They also called Dion.
Oh, right.
Kind of.
Remember that?
I don't think they made him an offer, though.
No.
They called them.
But that's all part of the theater. Again, I think they got caught a little bit with Brian Schottenheimer. Like, it didn't even seem like they were maybe thinking McCarthy was not going to leave. I don't know what, but that was also very haphazard.
But totally the way he operates. Like Jerry Jones, except for one blip historically where he hired Bill Parcells because he needed to win some games to get the new stadium and the big TV built. Otherwise, he will never take a high wattage coach because he's Jerry Jones and he wants to be the man. So this was, in many ways, the most predictable hire he's ever had. There were years, Dave Campo, Chan Gailey, like Jason Garrett for about a decade. He wants a no-name coach, and he got one in Brian Schottenheimer.
Well, famous last name, but, not because of him, because of his father.
Right, but as low wattage a hire as you could possibly make. This is very typical for Jerry Jones. He's doing it his way, and his way is, you're 100% right, it's not working. You know why I think it's the most embarrassing? Well, I think it's a Netflix documentary, because he is just talking up the gambler thing and the oil magnate and all that. He's talking up like he's never talked it up this before. So it's the parallel or the non-parallel of what he says and what he does. They're so different. They've never been wider. I'll give you that.
Listen, I get a guy who's in his 80s, right, and wanting to, listen, you're nobody now unless you have a documentary. Let's put it that way, right? If you don't have a documentary, it's like you didn't even exist on this planet.
When's our doc?
Story still to be written, EJ.
True.
Not time to look back, time to look forward. But for Jerry, it's like, listen, he's got an interesting story.
Cap.
I guess. No, he does. Jerry does have an interesting story. I'm not trying to be a hater like that. It just felt like the timing of it, to me, made it seem like you are someone just caught in the past. And meanwhile, your fan base, who's actually paying for the tickets and buying the merch and doing all the things and supporting you, they don't have to be stuck back there with you. They're not their memories. They're your memories, Jerry. And, the lack of like an evolution here and how this season that was embarrassing last night. I think I'm feeling this way because the Arizona Cardinals are like a good team, maybe not a great team, I don't know. But they were in control of that game for 90% of it.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we've seen the Cardinals do that to a lot of good teams. They've controlled. Yep. If the game ended in 46 minutes, the Cardinals would be, I think, maybe undefeated. They're close. They're a really good team. So I don't think that was the most embarrassing loss.
Backup quarterback going into Dallas.
Oh, get out of here. Yeah, I know. If it was Kyler Murray, then we're not having any of this conversation. They're 4-4. The Cowboys are 4-4-1, and they're making a big swing today. So they ran into bad luck. The Cardinals with Jacoby Brissett are a good team.
Okay,
There's no way around it.
Well, Dallas has also lost 3 of their last 4. They lost at Carolina. They lost. They beat the Commanders when Jaden Daniels got knocked out of the game. They go to Denver and lose badly. I mean,
their defense is awful.
And then they lose last night.
Yeah, their defense stinks.
But their offense hasn't been scoring the way that you would expect. So they need to score more than 30 points a game if they want to win. And they only did it against the Commanders, 44-22. 27 points against Carolina, 24 points against Denver, and 17 last night.
We had a caller earlier in the show who said something interesting. When they traded Micah Parsons, the win total dipped, the Super Bowl odds disappeared. Nobody's picking the Cowboys. Now Jerry's talking a big game to keep people engaged. But is this actually a perfect rebuilding year where they're like, well, we got a bunch of draft picks coming in next year, so we can rebuild this defense. We're just going to keep people interested this year? Because even if all the things had gone right, this team was not going to contend with that defense. So Super Bowl's off the books. They should really be sellers today when you think about it. I don't know who they have that they can sell. I don't think they would sell George Pickens. And even if third-round pick, then you lose the opportunity to get a compensatory pick anyway. So there's no gain in doing that. I just think that this team is trying to create a little buzz knowing they weren't going anywhere this year. Because they weren't going anywhere this year.
Right, but then I ask you, okay, so say you just want to get as many draft picks as humanly possible,
Yeah,
which is
I like
totally
that.
fine. That's totally fine. And you go into next year with that. Are you also then paying George Pickens, who looks like he's a 1A receiver? So now you're paid CeeDee Lamb, you've paid Dak Prescott, and now you may have to pay Pickens. You're the Bengals. Congrats. Like, now you're doing the formula that the Bengals did.
But but you've also paid some defensive guys too.
It's just, but like, clearly the defense needs a lot of help. And then now you'd be relying on a lot of rookies to come in and try to make this work when Dak Prescott's on a $60 million deal. None of it adds up to me.
Eagles made the Super Bowl because they drafted Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean to help the backfield. Obviously, the defensive backfield was supposed to be a strength, but they just can't stay healthy. We'll see. I think that if I was them, I would not trade away anything today. I would just wait till next year's draft, try and get, like, can you imagine Caleb Downs out of the Ohio State safety in a Cowboys uniform and be like Deion 2.0? He's such an incredible game changer. I would almost be excited for the future. I think that part of the problem is Jerry's pretty old. Like, he doesn't have time to do a rebuild. They should do a rebuild. You actually had an interesting point. What if they can draft a quarterback? Would they have a responsibility to do that? I totally disagree with that. I think Dak's got 5 really good years left. But I think, let's be realistic. They have to rebuild, Mag. You saw the defense last night. This is not going to work.
Well, the only reason I brought up the quarterback thing, we're talking about Dallas. They lost last night 27-17, and they never really had control of the game. 3 turnovers. Jacoby Brissett kind of sliced and diced them. kind of unnamed running backs able to run through them, all of the bad stuff. But a caller came up and said, actually, he called it a smoke show. I think he meant to say smoke and mirrors, but we kind of like this as a it was the Sydney Sweeney of theories.
She was just on GMA.
It's a smoke show. The idea that they might be in play for the number 1 overall pick. And I said, if the Cowboys somehow, if this goes so far off the rails, that they do get the number 1 pick, don't you have an obligation to take a quarterback at that point? Like you will tell yourself, we're never going to be picking this high again if we do this right. And then you also get the heir apparent to Dak Prescott. And
Which quarterback? Name a quarterback that doesn't sound absolutely silly coming in for Dak Prescott.
No, well, not maybe he sits there for a year.
I mean,
maybe he sits there for 2. Hell, I mean, it works for the Packers.
Unless it's Arch. I mean, Ty Simpson is ready product. Like, there's no way he's going to beat out Dak Prescott. Fernando Mendoza, there's no way he's going to beat out Dak Prescott. Like, there's just not a draft with a generational guy. That's why I'm saying.
No one thought Patrick Mahomes was there to beat out Alex Smith. You're there to sit there in a team that's not a complete and utter.
Oh, like that formula.
Like that formula is what I'm talking about.
Like, say, Lenore Sellers at 15. That might be.
Or
that's
one,
an option.
I don't know.
I mean, but that's happened like, 4 times in NFL history?
And it feels like every time it happens, it kind of works out.
Really?
Yeah, it happened for Brett with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
It happened with Jordan Love. I mean,
Yeah.
it's happening. It happened with Patrick Mahomes. There's guys who sit and it helps them.
I mean, this team, if they don't draft defense, that'd be bananas. That would literally be one of the wildest things I've ever seen. I mean, if you have a chance to get a Pro Bowl, they need a pass rusher so bad, and they need everything. All 3 levels, they absolutely need something. If they went quarterback, I think there'd be a fan revolt.
Yeah, I'm just saying if it was the number 1 overall pick, which I had not thought of until I forgot his name. Called in.
I like your
a
Mahomes
smoke
formula
show.
better. But yeah, I mean, this year's draft is somebody who's going to pull out their back stretching to convince themselves this guy's a number 1 overall quarterback. There just isn't that guy.
On X, you can go to @Maggie and Pearl, and you can vote. Is this Jerry Jones' most embarrassing year? 72% of you are saying yes. I'm with the public on this one. And then as far as the number 1 pick is concerned, if the Cowboys did land the number 1 pick, should they take a quarterback or trade out and pick a defender? Pearl, your idea of trading out and picking a defender is 75%. I just see this happen so many times with franchises where you wonder, like, how do these quarterbacks get picked so high? Right? And it's because teams tell themselves the lie that they will always tell themselves, which is, we're not going to be back picking here again. We got to get a quarterback because we're never going to be in the top 5, in the next 10 years. So we got to do it now. And that's how not ready quarterbacks get taken.
Well, or the flip is, say you take Jamal. If you're the Jets and you take Jamal Adams when Patrick Mahomes goes 4 picks behind him, there's just for every quarterback that was taken too high, there's another one that was missed. Like, there are a lot of teams like, oh my God, I should have taken this guy.
So much there for you on the table at 888-710-4ISN. Is this Jerry's most embarrassing year? We've got that. We also have a headline that I have to get to. I've been fooled a little bit recently by the internet. I'm not proud of that. I've been scammed by credit card scams twice in the last calendar year. I'll raise my hand. I did not think I was that person who could get scammed, Pearl.
Just make sure you hit .gov, guys.
Yeah, that was a bad one. That wasn't a credit card. That was something a little bit actually more serious.
That's very reassuring.
Government documents.
Again, .gov.
Yeah, I know. .com, not going to cut it. These are sophisticated scams, guys. They got your girl. Yesterday, I got fooled. Nigerian Prince Manny, that's not sophisticated. He only asked for half of my bank account.
Nowadays, it's the Ethiopians.
Every single person in the world's calling my phone asking for money, and they're almost getting it.
I'm about to call you.
The other thing, I got fooled yesterday by a story about Adrian Wojnarowski, right?
Yeah.
And there was a story that was circulating online that Woj, who left being an NBA newsbreaker, very lucrative job, went to go be the general manager of the St. Bonaventure Bonnies.
Go Bonnies.
The Atlantic 10. And there was a story yesterday that he got thrown out of a game for arguing with referees, and I really wanted it to be true, but it wasn't. Now I've got a story that is 100% true. I've double sourced it.
Is anyone checking this?
I double sourced it, triple sourced it.
EJ.
Show your work, Maggie.
I got it. I have
Show
a
your
whole
work.
syllabus. Not syllabus. I have a index. What's the thing? EJ, you're a
Works cited
professor.
page.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, no, it's
bibliography.
Not, yeah, bibliography. Yeah, works citation.
I haven't been in college in a long time.
Syllabus is what I make.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Bibliography. Perloff's about to get up and leave. This one is a real story. It just feels like it's not.
This is the longest tease. This better be good. I'll tell you right now.
888-710-4ISN. Maggie Perloff Show.
All right, Maggie. Baseball is done, but we have football, we have college basketball, we have NBA, and the best place to enjoy that is Prize Picks. There's so many choices. We come in every morning and say, which direction are you going today? I actually won last night. Thanks. I think I got George Pickens and some another one in the Cowboys game. Even though they didn't get the W, I got the W on Prize Picks because it's so easy to play. All you do is pick more or less on stat projections, and if you're right, you could win big. And right now, you can get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. What do you think of tonight, Maggie?
All right, how about this? Let's go a little college, shall we? Ever heard of Carlos Boozer? He's got a son. He actually has two sons. One of them's named Cameron Boozer, and Duke plays Texas tonight, and Cam Boozer's supposed to be the truth. So 33.5 points, rebounds, assists. Cam Boozer, I'm going to go more than. And Pearl, can I interest you in some action? I know I can. It's a rhetorical question. How about Ohio quarterback Parker Navarro? When the Ohio Bobcats face off against the Miami of Ohio Redhawks, more than 207.5 passing yards. When I tell you guys we are obsessed with Prize Picks, it's because of nights like tonight. And if you're wondering if Prize Picks is available in your state, well, it probably is, because it's available in 40 or more states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Come on and play with us on Prize Picks. All you have to do is download the Prize Picks app today, use the code MNP, get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code MNP on Prize Picks. You get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mand P.
You're in a 4-minute break. 45 seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
The Defensive Player of the Week is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. All right. EJ picks the Defensive Player of the Week.
I got a thought.
You got one? Because
Yeah.
I have a couple thoughts. Go ahead.
So EJ on Friday was Halloween.
Yeah.
And we were all dressed as NFL coaches until Perloff went rogue and decided to also be Boo Nix.
Yeah, mixed reaction to that, but we'll go ahead. A lot of people are like, that is the daddiest dad joke of all time, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, that both things can be true. It can be a good costume and also a super dad joke. You were wearing Denver Broncos themed bed sheets, cut out eye holes,
Yeah.
made Boo Nix.
Cost me $14 on eBay. Hope you enjoyed.
EJ was dressed as Mike Tomlin as NFL coach. And I know that pains you because you famously lost a big AFC championship game to Mike Tomlin and the Jets, whatever.
Yeah,
But
I love the Steelers.
yeah, you loathe the Steelers. But the Steelers made Daniel Jones look a bit mortal, and the Colts, their high-flying offense. 3 interceptions, Pearl, 2 fumbles lost by Daniel Jones. It was kind of a full effort, though, from the defense. I'm not sure who you would give the award to. Maybe Peyton Wilson led them with 14 tackles, 10 solo tackles. Maybe it's, TJ Watt always had a big game with a big sack. Alex Highsmith had 2 sacks. Someone on the Steelers defense.
I got one. If you watch Texas Vanderbilt, the big difference is not Arch Manning playing better. Colin Simmons has woken up out of a early season coma. He dominated Vanderbilt. I think he won SEC Defensive Player of the Week. You haven't gone college in a while, so I'm thinking you go Texas's defense, which crumbled at the end, but Colin Simmons is all of a sudden back in the mix.
Guys, I'm very disappointed in you. We've talked about this game now for 2 days. How could we not go to the World Series?
Fly ball to left field. Hernandez on the run with Pajes over his head. Pajes runs him over, makes the catch, sends Game 7 to the 10th. Incredible. Andy Pajes, fresh into the ball game, steamrolls his left fielder, who is trying to play Willie Mays. Pajes says, "I'm the captain now."
I mean, he saved the World Series for the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's right. Andy Pajes is the Defensive Player of the Week. That play with 2 outs in the 9th inning that would have potentially cleared the bases and won the game for the Blue Jays was made by Pajes crashing into Kike Hernandez. He just came into the game 1 or 2 outs earlier as a defensive substitution. An incredible play, and a play we'll remember forever.
Bad job on us, Pearl. Although, to be fair, we could have like 3 other defensive plays in that game or Game 6.
Feels like a long time ago. Wait, why? What's the "I'm the Captain Now" reference? I know it's Captain Phillips. What's the connection?
I don't know. He did like a Willie Mays thing and then did the captain thing.
And Thriller was playing. There was a lot going on.
Thriller was playing.
Total buzzkill fact. In the studio next to us, Gio, our buddy Greg Giannotti, did an event. He's a WFAN host. Interviewed Captain Phillips last week and said the "I'm the Captain Now" story never happened.
I don't know if you're supposed to say that.
Yeah, I'm like, that's one of those lines. Like, Houston, we have a problem. I'm the captain now. That was just a funny call.
Both Tom Hanks lines?
Yeah,
no,
actually,
wait,
you're right.
Does Tom Hanks say that or does Ed Harris say it? No,
Or
Tom
does
Hanks says
Kevin Bacon. Yeah, it's got to be Hanks.
Who says it?
Punchy Utah Clapper.
I'm curious, did Woody really tell Buzz, "You are just a toy"?
Are all of Tom Hanks' lines just a lie?
Tom Hanks has some lines, doesn't
Get
he?
Pablo Torre on it. Okay.
Big fan of Tom Hanks.
I mentioned before about the story that I read the headline of, Pearl, that I was just like, I've been fooled a lot lately. by a lot of things, mostly the internet, and I had to read this a million times. Now, put yourself in this woman's shoes. She has medication that gets shipped to her that's very time sensitive. So I don't know what this is. It's a woman in Kentucky.
Okay.
And her medication has to come at a certain time, and it's very sensitive, and I think it might be on ice or something like that. It's like one of those, like, it's a real medical situation. So she gets a shipment to her door. She lives in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, which is apparently outside of Nashville. She opens up the box.
What's in the box?
2 arms and 4 fingers.
2 arms and 4 fingers.
Is that part of her medication?
It would not be, Manny. It was someone else's human remains that were supposed to get sent to like to do like some kind of like for doctor or something like
like a cadaver,
something like that. And instead, this woman had severed limbs and digits that were sent to her house, thinking it was time-sensitive medication.
So who was this? USPS, UPS?
They don't
her,
say.
DHL? Who was it?
Was it on ice, I hope?
It was on ice. It was on ice.
Oh.
That is like a
do then?
jump scare of your life. Like you can't. That is a turning point in your life.
If that happened to me, I wouldn't be here today because I would have died of a heart
I would
attack.
have died of a heart attack. I was with you on that. Like I think I would have just had a stroke. Like I don't know. I don't know if I could ever recover from something like that.
All right. So after you recover, though, what's the course of action? Like, who do you call?
She called the coroner. Heads up play. No, she called 911. She didn't know what to do. She called 911. I think this is actually how it got out because I think there was an NBC affiliate who actually was either on the scanner or something or got the 911 call. Opened one box. It turned out to be human body parts. So then the Christian County coroner, Scott Daniel, was summoned to the woman's home to retrieve the parts.
Where was this again?
This is a great
Kentucky.
opportunity. Just knock your neighbor's door. Hey, can I give you a hand?
Oh, no.
Oh, Pearl.
That was
Put
good.
a finger in your husband's, like, chili. I know.
Oh, what's wrong with you guys?
I don't know, Manny. We're weird.
It was just Halloween, Manny. Come on.
And it's
We're
Halloween.
weird. I didn't say put a finger in the chili.
Yeah, that's not, you're
That's something she's thought about.
Yeah, she certainly has.
All right, I'm the bad person, like you guys did.
Did you do that in your catering business over in Binghamton, New York?
Yeah.
Some of her former catering business.
Yeah, we thought it was a real gag to put an eyeball in somebody's soup.
You're
No.
like, didn't everybody think about taking that arm and fingers and putting it in chili?
No,
Duh.
that's like the scene from what was it, Fight Club, where the guy's just like taking a pee in the chili. Anyway, 2 days before Halloween, she said we thought it was
Is
some
it
kind
same
of
thing?
prank.
Sadly, I don't. Well, let's not even talk about that scene.
Yeah, actually. Anyway, this is it was supposed to be going to some place that for like medical they use for students that they can like study medical.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Did she
there
ever
you
get
go.
her life-saving
Did
medication?
she get the
Is she dead?
medication? Yeah.
You know, I don't have an
She lived
update
to
on the
tell the story?
medication. She must have gotten the medication.
Or else how
How
would
did
this
the
story
mix-up,
get
how
out?
did the mix-up happen? That's
Dude,
a question
I
to me,
don't
too.
know. They didn't say who
Yeah.
shipped it. As
It was
Manny
shipped
said,
from a Wuhan lab. They'll run a tight ship over there. I don't even know what that means.
God knows what's getting out of there. Anyway, woman thinks it's medication, time sensitive, gets 2 limbs and 4 fingers.
Delicious.
Yikes. I don't think you ever, I just don't think you come back from that. I think you're
someone
forever
else-
changed.
Yeah, someone else is going to open my packages for the rest of my life. I'm
Yeah.
not opening packages
I have a
anymore.
13-year-old and a 15-year-old. We get so many packages every day. I wouldn't even blink to see that. They order, because there are these websites out there like Shein. I don't know if you guys know this, where basically you get like 7 skirts for like $14.
Yeah, Pearl, that's clothing.
That's also called slave labor.
Yeah,
I know. But
Lucy didn't get a kidney delivered to her. I mean, it's a little different.
That he knows of.
I mean, they order everything. It's crazy.
Not-
Around
not
Halloween
arms
season.
and feet.
Because the other thing too, and Bogues, you're a parent. Like now, kids have to have 17 different costumes. So there was costume parts coming in. There might have been an arm. There really might have been.
Like, was it Adam's Family, just a hand?
Yeah, cousin It. Was that someone else? Yeah. Anyway. Anyway.
And by the way, sorry about it. Shein and slave labor, absolutely, but they ain't alone.
Of course not. No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but they're well known for the. You could get, again, like you said, 7 skirts
Well,
for a penny.
It's Chinese, so they were going to ban it. So they actually said Shein's going away. So my daughters went crazy and made one mass order, but it didn't go away.
Interesting. So there's a lot going on at your house because you always know something's going on at the Perloff abode when you're in the break calling your wife.
Oh, yeah. We have an exterminator. We have grain beetles.
You thought they were termites.
Not really. I didn't really know what a termite was. They thought they could be because they only appear in the wood. It's just like a little bug that gets into flour.
So how many were in there?
Oh, like you'd only see like 5 or 6 at a time, but they just had kept appearing like 5 or 6 at a time.
You said into a flour or into your flour?
Into flour. Like we had a old bag of flour. So it's like a flour bug.
Well, I never heard of bugs that like go by flour.
Yeah, so no baking at your place for right now.
You've never had like an old bag of flour that had bugs in it?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's very, very common. It's usually.
I believe you.
Yeah.
So now they exterminate your whole house or just the kitchen?
No, it's just like these 3 cabinets actually, but that's where all our stuff is. So it was really annoying. So we had to take all our glasses and our plates out, and they're all on the kitchen table right now.
That's fun.
Ugh. Anyway.
But hopefully they won't come back. The exterminator said they might be known as pantry pests. That's and they're one of the most common things that they do. You guys never had bugs in the kitchen? Nothing?
Not like that.
Oh, no, I mean, my whole bed.
Yeah, they're like He's like, this is not ants, but it's close to ants.
EJ had to move out.
Yeah, I had to move my whole apartment.
Bed bugs. That's EJ's stories freaked me out. And I said, why would there be bed bugs in a kitchen cabinet? But you said you got them in your kitchen too.
Yeah, because it was the people that were above us.
Yep.
Their infestation got so bad, and they did not address it, that those bed bugs that were all over that apartment found a way to go down, not just my apartment, but every apartment along the line of our building. And the way to get through is the kitchen.
It's like an elevator shaft.
Pretty much.
For bed bugs.
So bed bugs just infested our kitchen. It was terrible. And we had to throw out most of our kitchenware and stuff.
It's the Autobahn for
not the air fryer.
We weren't making meals. we weren't cooking meals for like 2 months. It was the worst experience of my life.
Good thing you're getting married. You'll get all that stuff back.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate to say it, your story made me feel so much better when they said it's a sawtooth grain beetle. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like,
it's a flesh-eating.
Yeah, it's a flesh-eating. As long as it's not bed bugs.
Well, it's like, phew.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not tarantulas. Awesome.
I mean, listen, if I lost an arm to a flesh-eating bacteria, just
mail it to Kentucky. All right, let's get to bogus.
Because we had this crazy thing that I thought was going to be catastrophic, but ended up being just nature. It was, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, we were in our backyard, and all of a sudden my wife's like, what are all those bugs? And I looked like on the edge of the grass where like my patio was, and there were winged ants coming up out of the ground. And then I looked, and they were everywhere in like a 10 by 10 portion of my grass.
10 feet by 10 feet?
They were everywhere.
Yeah.
In the dirt, on like the blades of grass. And what is this? What is this? Thankfully, we remembered you can Google reverse image search. And apparently they're called nuptial ants or marriage ants. And it's part of like their reproduction. They come out, but it happens like 3 times a year. And it only lasts for like 30 minutes. They come up out of the ground.
Oh, no way.
And they fly away. And if so, you can miss it. And this is the first time we happened to be there.
Did you take a photo?
I mean, I have it because to be able to search it and make sure it wasn't
You mean to tell me that these ants were just having an orgy in your backyard?
I mean, not that. They come out to go to the orgy, I think, to go find one.
They're party prepping.
So, but it was the amount of them was unbelievable. So, and like we're in pure panic, like what's happening in my house, what's eating our, and then they were gone.
I just think of like
they were gone.
One of those winged ants out there, like doing push-ups, like before guys go out to
a party pump.
Spray the Axe body spray.
Speaking of the 2 pumps from yesterday.
Axe? Yeah, right.
But you got to show me the picture while you're doing the update.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then I came here and talked to like lifelong Long Islanders, and they were like, yeah, happens like once in the spring, once in the summer, and once at the beginning of the fall. And I guess people who have pools end up getting the dead ones in their pool after the fact, and then they know that it's.
Are you sure they're dead, or they just smoking a cigarette?
Party
just post-coital.
You guys, I don't know if you grew up in the suburbs. You guys ever had the cicada thing going?
Yeah.
I love cicadas.
It's so amazing. You used to walk on them and they'd crunch the dead bodies.
So loud, though.
Oh, I know. I think it's kind of cool.
The cicadas freak me out. Also, what's your issue? Why are you so loud?
I love how they
bugs. They're so loud. All right, let's get to some headlines while we talk more about our ant infestation.
And as we wait on the NBA to decide if the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard did anything wrong with his possible no-show marketing deal worth tens of millions of dollars, we now have an actual lawsuit about all of this. 11 aspiration investors are suing Steve Ballmer, accusing him of funneling all that cash through the company to Kawhi. All of these allegations in the suit are what Pablo Torre has been reporting in his podcast about the arrangement.
Oh, no, this is
There
great.
you go.
I mean, third richest guy in the world getting sued. Sounds about right. I mean, is Pablo going to end up like in court, like as a defendant,
probably
a witness for the for the
Tell us your
prosecutors?
sources.
Yeah. Does Pablo do really? It's Ballmer and Jordan Hudson, right? Those are. Does he have any other things going on? He keeps coming back to this one.
And then like every Wednesday, like whatever it is, but like once a week, there's a completely ridiculous, nonsensical, unimportant story that they like just what he was normally doing.
Which are fun too. He's got a big NFL one too. Sorry, what's the NFL one? Something about.
Well, Michael Belichick and Lombardi.
Yeah, there's another one about like big picture about. Anyway, but he's taking down Ballmer. You're right. He's
got
the face of the story.
It's like there's just
But
no
that being
way.
said, like I don't think anyone really cares.
They
right?
should though.
Well, in what sense? Like, you think they should strip the team or something?
No, I'm just saying, no, not about that. It's just like if you are in a salary cap sport because you want to do this to keep parity in your league, then you got to come down hard on guys who try to circumvent the salary cap. Even if it's for, as stupid as it sounds, to do this for an aging, injured Kawhi Leonard, you got to take the person away from it. And
the problem is they didn't. I'm just saying they didn't win, so that's why it feels like watered down.
They were trying to.
Yeah, but if they had won a title, then it'd be the biggest story in sport.
But manslaughter isn't that when you attempted murder? Like you still have to get punished even if you don't carry out the act because you were trying.
Yeah, I'm not arguing about what the penalty should be, but I just feel like Pablo's kind of been like wondering why more people don't care about this. It's because the Clippers didn't win at the highest level. I thought the tampering thing in the Dolphins was ridiculous. Like they took a first round pick because Tom Brady was on a yacht. Like, come on,
That's
we all know.
Different story though.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, right.
This was salary cap circumvention.
Salary cap
This is
circumvention, tampering.
Yeah.
Like, come on, we all know this stuff happens.
Woodward and other bro walk so that Torre could.
Woodward and other bro. Amazing.
I'm glad he got one right.
By the way, the other big
Somewhere Carl Bernstein is like, I'm other bro. I took down Nixon.
On to normal.
By the way, real quickly, the other Pablo story is the new thing is the NBA gambling scandal.
That's what I meant. Sorry, I said NFL.
Yeah, he had Antonio Gates. He got that.
Oh,
Antonio Gates was involved. In
No, and that's even next level. I mean, the Ballmer thing is important for sure, but that is like the fabric of the sports world as we know it.
Regular NBA drama, maybe. Ja Morant back yesterday from his 1-game suspension for questioning his playing time back on Friday. He posted 18 points and 10 assists in a 114-106 loss to the Pistons.
You feel like you get the same joy right now? Do we use the same thing?
No.
Why not?
What can be done to get it back?
We'll see.
Do you think you have a good relationship with the franchise
Yeah.
in general?
Yeah. They told y'all that, right?
I didn't say anything about that.
If I had a good relationship, I wouldn't talk to him at all.
The first question, by the way, was, do you have the normal joy that you play with? That's when he said no.
And he said no.
I know, because a lot of NBA players seem joyless. I mean,
he's a different case
definitely.
right now.
Yeah.
No,
I never thought that. Do NBA players seem joyless?
Adam Silver got asked about this a couple years ago, and he said, that the guys are like not happy.
Yeah, the amount of mental health issues that players are complaining about to the NBA and to the NFL, NBA PA has been apparently like record highs.
I feel like there's like Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton. Those guys seem like they're walking on sunshine. But the biggest stars. Yeah. I'd always feel like Ja Morant seems like he can't get it right. I mean, there's just such a history here that I think people are going to be skeptical. I think that people are going to side with like the team in this case because of Ja Morant's history, his personal history.
I don't think there's a player who probably qualifies for need a change of scenery in sports better than Ja Morant.
And I think he needs to go somewhere where maybe he's not the first banana. Like he might be the best player. That could end up being true, but he's got to go someplace where they have like really good veterans.
I mean, I only because I saw the photoshops online as soon as all this happened. I mean, is Minnesota a fit? Like you play next to Anthony Edwards is already a big star.
That's not what I was thinking.
They need a point guard.
But he's such a high usage player.
There's a number one banana for sure in Anthony Edwards.
He's such a high usage guy. Like that's the thing. Like, can you make him the number 2 because he needs the ball in his hand? He's like That's how I picture him.
That's a good question. I mean, they don't have a point guard, though. Right now, they're starting Dante DiVincenzo because they decided Conley's too old to start, and DiVincenzo's not a point guard.
That would be some crazy dunks every night over Minnesota. Holy moly.
That would be something.
I know they don't need him, by the way, but Dylan Harper just went down, right?
Yeah.
So how about the Spurs?
I've also seen Zach Lowe and some other guys like half kidding, but also half serious, including the Pelicans, because they're so crazy. They can do anything, and they have the assets to make a trade because they have some veterans with big contracts to make the money match. And the assumption being that Joe Dumars and the other dude that was in Detroit with him would fall in love with the idea of combining Ja and Zion and creating like double trouble.
And they made
the top 2 picks in the same draft.
Yes.
And they made that ridiculous trade where they don't have this year's first-round pick, and
Right,
they look like
all
one of the worst
connected.
teams. So
Oh, my goodness.
I know Joe Dumars said that winning is not the biggest deal to him, even though they could lose the number 1 pick in theory. This would help that, where you don't, in theory, if Ja goes there and they play well, they can get out of maybe ending up in the lottery.
Good luck with all that.
Yeah. Speaking of trades real quick, the Cowboys have made at least one after Jerry said whatever he said yesterday. They're reportedly sending a 7th-round pick to the Bengals for linebacker Logan Wilson, who has been playing less lately for a bad defense. This happens the morning after a 27-17 home loss to Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals, dropping the Cowboys to 3-5-1.
Bogues, can I offer a little criticism?
Please.
I'm a little disappointed with the ant photo because you're too close. You got to pull back and show us a full 10 by 10.
No, I was trying to ID what these
Yeah,
things
you actually had a
infesting my
function.
house were. These were not glamour shots.
No, they were sex-crazy ants.
No, I needed like the big. I needed the.
Did you
the
scroll
full,
left or right?
Pearl, what are you trying to get your rocks off?
No,
I can't see
like,
the whole thing.
I thought it was like the
Grainy.
movie Ant-Man where there was like an army of ants that were about to attack.
So
I mean, EJ, you were thinking Ant-Man too,
Take
right?
this video and multiply it by like 80. They were everywhere.
All right, you got to put that on your
unbelievable.
social now
I
so
don't.
people know what we were talking about. We've not done the M&P 500 yet. Whose stock is up, whose stock is down after a big weekend? That happens next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
The M&P 500 on the Infinity Sports Network.
All right, yesterday was so busy, and today also, that we have not had time for the M&P 500. Whose stock is up, whose stock is down after a gigantic weekend and a huge Monday night. Cowboys go down 27-17 to the Arizona Cardinals. Pearl, you want to get us started?
Yeah, actually, let's go monetary with this one. Stock up is anybody who can coach a lick of college football. Because Matt Rule got a huge extension at Nebraska, then Rhett Lashley, I think before the game, got a huge extension at SMU that they say he's one of the top 10 coaches. They're getting paid so much. Anyone who complains about college players getting paid, look at these coaches. It's crazy. Rhett Lashley is a good coach, by the way. But we are setting up, and I just want to say as a placeholder, for the wildest coaching carousel in college football history. Because all those openings are there, a guy like Rhett Lashley can go to the school and say, you better pay me now or I'm gone.
You know what's crazy? And Matt Rule, who I think you mentioned, also got a contract extension, so that's stock up. But then stock down, Dylan Raiola breaks his leg or ankle in that game against USC, excuse me. I don't know why I blanked on that. And now he's got no quarterback for the rest of the year.
Well, yeah, this year is done now. They might have won that game if Raiola had stayed in. Yeah, I mean, this year's on hold. He's going to do it next year. A lot of people are wondering, how did Matt Rule earn the extension? I'm not quite sure. I mean, they did get killed by Minnesota, but...
Well, how did he earn it? Penn State became open.
No, I know, but Nebraska hasn't reached a level where I think Matt Rule wants it. But it does seem like I don't know how he's turned that program in the right direction. They probably won't win as much because they don't have a great backup, you said. But I think the future looks okay in Nebraska. I'm kind of into Matt Rule. He showed up with his sons in the pregame interview, Maggie. I know you don't like that.
No, not a fan.
It was cute. It was really cute.
It's all right. Keep the kids can be there. It just don't have to be up on the dais in the press conference.
It was a pregame interview. It was kind of awesome.
Okay.
They were funny too.
Stock up. I didn't think this would happen. Pearl said it, so I got to give you some credit. Joe Flacco. How is he doing this? Now, it's in a loss. We're going back to that Bengals-Bears game. But Flacco for the Cincinnati Bengals has just been unbelievable. And I know he's got two really great receivers, and I understand that. But what's the category? Like, how are we doing this for Joe Flacco? Because he's not a Hall of Famer, but he is a Super Bowl champion and a Super Bowl MVP. He's had this long career. Now he's played for half the teams in the NFL. He just got traded for. He's 41, and he put up 470 yards last week. I just don't even know what to call this.
But you said how do you do it? All you have to do is chuck it up there for T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and
that's
boom,
all well and
that's
good,
yards.
Pearl. But he gets sacked. He took some punishment also a little bit in this game, and he keeps getting up. Stock up, Joe Flacco. I got to get on board now. Who do you got? Stock down.
All right, stock down. I know we've talked about it all show, but the Cowboys defense, it was a couple particular plays where they focused on Deron Bland trying to cover Marvin Harrison Jr. And then there was the first, I said it earlier in the show, first play of the second half, Michael Wilson, the Cardinals receiver, catches the ball, and the entire secondary is just running after him for what seemed about 75 yards.
Yeah, I know.
This is so bad. I'm looking, it's trade deadline today. I don't think they can do anything. I don't think there's 1, 2, or 3 players away from helping them.
They already made one trade, right? Logan Wilson, the linebacker from those Bengals, for a 7th-round pick.
Yep.
Okay, my stock down. I feel bad saying this. I don't even know how to characterize it, but I got to go Blue Jays. And it crushes me. It's not the fans. It's not the city of Toronto. It's not Canada. I'm just saying, this is so painful. I'm with you on the pain. Believe me, I know this pain, okay? I root for a team that's lost in the most crushing ways. In the Buffalo Bills, and you can add the Mets.
Got any examples?
Yeah, I got 14 examples. Pearl, I don't know what you even do with this. I don't know how you pick yourself back up. And, good thing there's a long off season, but there's not even one person you can point to who messed up, and then you can maybe get that person out and maybe get the vibes back up. Like, everyone kind of has to wear this loss, and they should have never lost this World Series.
Yeah, well, we had MLB Network's Brian Kenny on yesterday. He said they opened the championship door, when they signed Vlad Guerrero Jr. That's what you have to focus on. And honestly, they had kind of an injury-riddled season.
Yep.
So there's great reason to be optimistic. I mean, this offseason can't go fast enough for those players. Yeah, it's tough because in baseball, it does feel like there's so much parity that you come and go, unless you're the Dodgers with its massive payroll. I mean, listen, if Vlad plays like that, he'll be right back there. He was MVP level.
All right, stock back up. Who's
stock
got
back up. This is mainly, I'm not trolling you per se, but I want you to maybe admit something that you're not wrong about.
Okay.
I don't think you gave the Bears enough credit for landing Ben Johnson, because they are winning games that they never would have won. And maybe
against the Bengals, the Jets beat the Bengals the week before.
They kind of have a hard schedule coming up, but I don't know. I'm just sort of feeling it with that guy. And I feel like Caleb Williams does not look great. He's okay, but Ben Johnson seems like he's the hidden gem of this. I don't even care if Caleb Williams is with him moving forward. He's a madman in the locker room. He's like a skinny Dan Campbell. And you saw what was happening on the field. All these trick plays, the running game all of a sudden, even with backups, is really good. I do think that Ben Johnson has found a little bit of a groove here. They have a tough schedule, might lose some games. I feel like the Bears have to be very optimistic today.
Skinny Dan Campbell eats knees instead of kneecaps, or elbows instead of kneecaps.
I was going to say, he's got something a little less caloric. Stock down for me. EJ, I hate to do it. Your Miami Hurricanes, my Carson Beck Heisman vote. I mean, I'm just burning money on my DraftKings account. What is going on?
Yeah, that's a sunk cost.
Oh,
It felt good at a certain point of the season.
Yeah,
5 weeks in, you were okay.
My Carson Beck and my John Mateer Heisman votes seem like that's going to be a donation to DraftKings. Yeah, coming clean on that one. Anyway, Miami. Just as bad as it could be. And it's not that SMU is a bad team, Pearl, and you're going to lose games, but just the way they did it in the fourth quarter when SMU opens up the door for them. And it was how many penalties? 4 different penalties on a final drive and overtime, a terrible pick by Carson Beck. So awful.
I was just still kind of laughing that you also have a Mateer future.
I do.
I love it.
Shockingly, they will not let me cash that one out. But Oklahoma just beat Tennessee, so maybe there's still hope. Okay, EJ Stewart, thank you. Manny Rodriguez, thank you. Andrew Bogish, Jake Bogish, Andrew Kaplan, Weedos, coffee drinkers, you know who you are. Tomorrow's Wednesday, which means the great debate. See you then.